Hi, I'm John Lovitz, and you're listening to The Craig Shoemaker Show on the John Lovitz Comedy Network.com.
Hey, hi, how are you? We don't have an intro, so we'll build one. Maybe you can suggest one to us. And who the hell are you?
I'm Christina Cha. You had me here last week.
That's right. I just noticed you were here where normally Sarah was and Joel was over here. But,
I can't explain that one.
Well, I'm glad you came back.
Thank you for having me.
I'm not really sure what happened with the whole Sarah and Joel thing, but this is our 2-year anniversary and they're not here.
Well, maybe this is a good
It could have to do with that I emailed
yeah.
and said, I think this is done. Yeah, I think that's, it was a sad thing. You're a modern person. You're really into social network and so forth.
I am.
And also the dating world. You've been in that for a while. You're a single woman.
I've been a good, happy, fun single for the past 5 years, and now I'm not single anymore. But hey, I can still do fun things that doesn't mean hooking up with another person.
You can be my answer though for like what people are doing these days.
Oh, of course,
well,
yeah.
Sarah and I sort of had a breakup, and I did it your way.
Okay.
I emailed because back when I was growing up, you actually had the balls to go. I think this is over, and you had to have a conversation and subject yourself to more torture, which is the reason you're breaking up to begin with. So yeah, I did it through email. At least I didn't do text. You
didn't do the text.
I kind of went 1998 with it.
No, but the email, it just means it's more genuine, heartful.
It was very heartfart.
The text messages mean like, I just want to get this done and get it over with. But
really?
No, but the email actually means...
It's the same thing though. It's in...
what do you want to do, a handwritten letter?
Yeah, that's how I used to do it. We used to pass notes when I was a kid. And then what was great was the spam blocker was your buddy that pulled the note out of your hand and goes, "What's this? Oh my God, he's in love with Mary Frank Cardamone!" And they announced it in the whole fifth grade. You know, that's I tried to send a note to her, but it got intercepted. Never got to her. Eventually, it did about 15 years later.
Really?
Yeah,
did you
when
get a
we
problem
became
with
adults. Her? No, oh God, no. She's the reason I became a comedian because she shot me down, and I remember one time I actually sent someone over. I sent a messenger to that 5th grade classroom that she was in.
Wow.
To ask her to go steady. Does that even exist anymore?
So
those
were you
words?
A shy kid?
Geek.
A total geek.
Yeah,
geek
we
talked
and
about
very
this.
tiny and just didn't
You were
have,
tiny?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I know. I'm tall now. I was 5'1" in high school.
Really?
92 pounds.
Wow.
I was like a wedgie waiting to happen. I used to just walk
and
around
now
backwards.
You're like 6'2".
Get it over. Yeah, 6'2", and I'd like to lose weight. I just bought a belly fat. I bought one of those things as seen on TV.
Oh.
You should see me. I was so excited.
What's the belly fat thing?
I went to CVS. I buy things off the internet all the time, but you have to, one of those big giant drugstores. And I said to them, "Do you have an as seen on TV department?"
They have an as seen on TV store.
Well, I know, but we don't have one locally. But I asked for the department, and they had one. And you should have seen me in there going, whoa, are you kidding me? The IGEA hair removal system is here, and I don't have to pay shipping or wait for it?
Wow. You don't have to pay the shipping and handling.
Hallelujah.
It's actually the flat retail price? I didn't even know that.
You get the flat retail price. I paid $19.99 for
it's still the 300% markup, but you know.
It might be. I like to get it when it's as seen on TV at the dollar store.
Got it.
And then you're negotiating. I'm not paying $1. 99 cents is my top price. But I know it's one of those things you wear it around your waist.
What is it, like a gel, a wrap, or did you bring it with you?
I have it with me. Damn it. It's packed away. I'm leaving after the show. Which is why we're early. We're early because I'm flying to Philadelphia to go perform at the Sellersville Theater. Sold out both shows, so I don't need the promo. But you can stop by and say hi and buy a T-shirt for our show. I'm on my way there. So when you go back anywhere, where are you from originally?
I'm from California, so I am back here at my homestead. Los Angeles native.
So basically, if you took a month off, then that would be your I'm going back.
Right.
If you took a month of being in your local neighborhood. But I take a year or 8 months or whatever it is that I don't see my peeps. that I grew up with, like the Mary Fran Cardamones, who I'm still friends with.
That's amazing. Did you confront her? Well, how was that story? It was like, Mary, I was so petrified of you. I wanted to ask you out, and you shut me down, and it's what inspired me to be a comedian.
She knows it very clearly. She's also a great laugher. She's a wonderful laugher. And I really, talk about a sense of humor being a sustainable thing in a relationship. We really have always had that.
Oh, that's
because
beautiful.
I used to, when I was a kid, I would make her laugh and giggle, and that was the only way I was going to get attention, because she would go out with.
She liked you.
No,
Really?
absolutely not. No, she and I have been through this.
Okay.
There's no hidden secrets. She was not digging that part of me. She would go for studs. Billy Collins, George Dick. I mean, that was his name. And so I'm not making that up. But that's who she went for, like the cool guys or the handsome. I was the geek, and I'd be in the back of the room. If I sat near her, I was so excited. I would like take my shoe and answer.
You gotta see this Mary.
Mary Fran.
Mary Fran.
Well, I'll see her this weekend. I'll take some photos and bring them back next week.
Do some selfies.
I'll do some selfies with Mary Fran.
Yeah.
She was actually in Teen magazine.
Really?
She was and they picked her as a teen, and of course, so that's like a dream for a little kid. I'm going, oh my God, I'm going to be with Teen magazine girl.
No, it's huge when you're a teenager and you look at Teen magazine.
Yeah, I know. She was really, really pretty.
Yeah.
And still is, in a mature way, because we've matured and we're older now, so it's not the same. She's not going to be on Teen magazine. Maybe as a teen, mother of a teen or something, but. So I would answer my shoe like it was a phone to make her laugh, and I would do like.
Because your name is Shoemaker.
I go, hey, Shoemaker, there's a call for me, and I go, hello, Mary Fran, and make her, and she would giggle. So that's how I started my comedy career. Was I understood how to get attention from women or girls was to make them laugh.
And that's where you got the Love Master.
Well, that's where he came in, because the girls would all use the F word with me. friend.
Oh.
I was always the frickin' friend.
But you wanted the other F word.
Of course I did. I wanted to go alternative on the F word. Yeah, wrong, fail on. That was the other F word. Fail. I failed every time.
Oh.
Girls back then would actually smoke cigarettes, right?
Oh,
and that was a big thing. Yes.
How was back then? What do you mean?
I'm not back in the 50s,
like
but
10? Like you're 10 years old and you're smoking cigarettes?
Yeah, 10, 12.
Wow.
Yeah, I started partying when I was 12.
What?
Yeah, absolutely.
12?
Sure, stealing liquor.
15, but
15?
Yeah, 15.
How about virginity? What was that for you?
It's none of your business.
I told you before we came on here.
17.
Wow.
With my first boyfriend.
You have to do the qualification.
No, really.
We dated for a really long
love.
time, and I held out. He gave me an engagement ring and lied to me.
No engagement ring.
I know. I'm
marry
exaggerating.
me.
You'll learn that about me.
Yeah.
I do exaggerate and stuff. It's the art of exaggeration.
I'm usually the one that runs away who's afraid of commitment.
Oh, you are? Wow.
Marriage. Because I don't know, I felt like I just wasn't ready, and I was growing, and I just wasn't there yet. And then as I'm growing and changing, I realized that person is not the right person for me, and I love them. And I learned that you can love.
Yes.
You can fall in love many times, but they can't be the right one for you.
Good point.
I mean, you probably went through it, right?
Yeah, and mine ended up in something called divorce. It wasn't just a breakup.
That's expensive.
Oh, yeah, that's an expensive lesson. What you've learned from just a text message, I'm learning through a message from a lawyer. So, yes.
And here's the bill.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Wow.
Yeah, so it'll cost you once you make that commitment. But if you don't know what the soulmate is, here's the basic deal: is if you're dialing up for the soul,
right,
you got to dial that in yourself first, and that's my experience. It can't be based on agenda or thoughts like someone's going to complete me. I can't stand that.
That's the
from
most
that movie. That was the most
very passive, codependent.
Yes, you complete me.
Well, she was totally codependent on Jerry Maguire.
That is true. But there are many people that are codependent, and we consider it romance, and it's romantic. It's a version of romance. I'm from Philadelphia. Do you know what romance is in Philadelphia?
What is it like?
Hey, relax, honey. There ain't no cars coming. Let me get your bra over here.
And a little smack in the booty there too.
Working the bra, smacking the booty. So I got into comedy because the girls would use the F word. And I'll never forget some of the conversations I had because I really wanted to turn that around. And like they would go to the bathroom and they'd smoke cigarettes in the bathroom. I can't even imagine a cigarette being lit up in a bathroom of someone's house now.
Oh gosh.
This is it's so foreign to me.
Right.
But I guess it still goes on in like parts of the country that I'm not in as
Europe
much.
and China, and they smoke all the time.
No, in France, they have 2 sections in a restaurant: smoking and waiting for a biopsy. Those are the 2 places you go. Oh, I was in Yuma, Arizona, and they were lighting up during the show.
Oh yeah, I think it's legal to.
Oh my God, I couldn't believe I haven't had this happen in years. And what really made me mad was I wore a suit, and I'm going, what am I wearing a suit for you people?
You're ruining my suit.
You're going to pay my dry cleaning bill, and I never
Right.
thought about that. Back in the day, I mean, it wasn't even that long ago where everyone lit up. It was almost
Right.
expected. As a matter of fact, non-smoking shows, as far as even maybe in the year 2000, non-smoking shows were the anomaly.
Right.
It was just smoking. It would be non-smoking at 7 o'clock, and for all
Right.
you boring people that don't light up, that was the thought process. Even smoking on a plane, I remember there were ashtrays on all planes.
Right. The
and you
Mad
would
Men days.
And you would smoke. Yeah. Well, this is actually people think that it's not back that far.
Oh, it isn't.
How about? I'm going to tell you what year this was still
What
happening.
year was it? 70s?
No, 95.
95.
95 people were still smoking
Still
on
smoking.
planes.
I remember
maybe
sitting
93.
in the plane, and they're like, "This is a non-smoking flight."
Yeah.
I was a kid.
And you're going, what? Everything's
and I'm
non-smoking.
an 80s child, so I don't remember cigarettes in a plane.
Yeah, you don't remember that. I
No.
remember, my mom would actually, my mom's an interesting character. You'll find out a lot more about my mother.
You have
She's-
mama issues?
Oh, yeah.
I do too.
Yeah, big time.
Sorry, Mom.
Well, yeah.
It's true.
Well, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm about to go to Philadelphia, and I won't
Yeah.
see her the whole time. I wrote to her. I said, look, if you want to get together, we're going to get together in like a neutral party, to sort of design a new relationship. But that's not going to happen. With moms, they won't do that. But she would she would sit in smoking. She'd say to me, they're much more interesting people in the smoking section.
There are?
That's what she said. No, I didn't. You're questioning her. Maybe you should call her. Don't. I'm just being the messenger here. She said, I tell you, they're boring up front.
Well, when you're
You can have
going out.
conversations with people who are smokers. They're interesting. So she's like from the Mad Men generation.
Right, right.
Smoking a martini.
It looks eccentric. It looks sexy.
Exactly.
They look.
Yeah, back then it did. But I grew up, the girls would all go smoke in the bathroom, and they would invite me with them. You all have the
girls'
posse
bathroom?
pee.
Yeah.
No, in someone's home.
In someone's home.
You all go
Yeah.
together. Is that happening?
No, we
now?
don't go. Well,
You don't do that anymore?
Well, they do it for other reasons. When people go to someone's house party and they go in the bathroom all together, they don't necessarily smoke. They do other stuff.
Yes. But girls still go to the bathroom together.
They do.
Now,
Girls
see,
go
guys, even if
together.
they're doing other stuff, they're not going, hey, meet me in the bathroom, man. Maybe we'll sword fight. We did do sword fights when we were little. You know what that is?
With sticks, hopefully.
No. You don't know what a sword. When I say sword fight, they always assume that I mean with the penis. But it's not the penis. It's the spray from the penis.
Ew.
And if you're sharing a toilet, you go.
Oh! So like 2 little boys are like peeing in a bowl, and they're just going back and
You
say
say
Is that
little
how it
boys.
goes?
I can't deny if I've done this in the last 10 years, but you do a little, you're
your
Darth
son?
Vader. I see the force is strong in you. Must have had a lot of soda. And you do the sword fight. It's just what guys do.
Can you imagine that in a men's like you're at a regular local urinal, and then all of a sudden like a random guy comes up to the other guy's urinal and starts doing a sword fight? That's like a funny skit, and then like
That'd be a great
sword.
prank.
That'd be a funny skit.
Did you
right?
know at Dodger Stadium they have troughs like a horse, and everybody stands next to each other? It's the most uncomfortable feeling ever, and you have to look forward. I always said, the best advertisements would be right in front of a urinal or a trough like that, because you are staring. You will not look anywhere, because then it leads to a lot of uncomfortability.
I can imagine.
And a lot of stoppage, because you can't flow when you think that someone's looking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Stage fright.
You get a little, yeah. You get a little stage.
Can't perform.
You can't perform. Even an act of urination, you cannot perform if you think that somebody's looking. So then, what goes through the mind is you're standing there, And you're going, and then there's people behind you, by the way.
And
you know that, right?
Yeah. So what do you do?
And it's not a stall.
That's gotta hurt.
So so you're standing there and you're going, oh, nothing's coming out right now. And then you have to like think of waterfalls and oh, I'm by the ocean.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, here it comes. And then you think that the guy looked, and you go, oh, and it goes back in.
What?
So now you're going, oh my God, I got to talk myself into it. Oh, take yourself back. And you have to, a rainforest. Okay, it's pouring, even though I'm in a drought in Los Angeles. No,
so men are very visual. They have to visualize water coming down, just like same thing with sex, it seems.
Oh my God, you knew that about us.
Yes.
Yeah,
you guys are very visual.
We are very visual.
So when it comes to the urinating process, it's like water flows, Niagara Falls.
I don't want to get too creative with it.
Yosemite in the springtime.
Well, these are the things that will get you going, because the opposite happens where there's a drought and because of the emotional feelings that are attached to it, because now you have the performance anxiety. So it already exists with women when you're having sex, especially the first few times. There's performance anxiety.
Right.
Oh my God, I'm going to go too soon. I want to make her happy. Of course it happens.
It's like, I haven't done this in so long. Yeah. Really? Really? You're a guy. You probably had it yesterday.
Don't you think to yourself as a woman, let's just get this out of the way. Let's get the bad one out of the way so that the good one can happen.
The first one, you don't count it. You don't expect the first one to be the best.
Do women really not count it?
I don't know.
We need to know that.
What's worse is when women tell you not to stop. That's what makes you have the anxiety. When a girl's like, don't stop, and you're like, I'm gonna have to.
Yes, don't stop. Well, maybe you can not call this stopping, but there's something that's going to happen right now. And boom, and there you go. And that's what goes on in our minds is we need you to say, you know what? Let's let this last 30 seconds. And now anything beyond that, whoa, I am a stud at 45. Oh, we hit 50. And then you're pretending like, whoa, I've never had numbers like 50 seconds before. So if you did that, it would allow us to really, really be studly, because then it'll keep going.
Right.
Because everything beyond that is all just, gravy.
So what are guys
or whatever
really...
it is.
So what are guys thinking about to keep the longevity of it? Like, people say baseball.
Yeah,
do you really think about baseball?
I'll be honest with you. What's weird about this is I don't know if Abner Doubleday came up with this when he was inventing baseball. If he came up with this, this is also going to be used to prolong your sexual experiences. That's why I invented a very boring game we've got innings, which should be an outing. They're not in anywhere. They're out somewhere. You're rounding the bases, even though it's a diamond. It makes no sense.
Right.
So yeah, let's have everything not make any sense. Okay. You strike the ball, but if you have a strike, that means you missed the ball. It makes absolutely no sense.
I'm so glad you agreed that you don't like baseball.
I love baseball. I'm just telling you that these are all the things you can analyze while you're having sex. You're going, wait a minute. If it's a pop fly, but you want pop in your bat, the pop's not good, and it doesn't make any sense. So you're making these things happen in your head, and then you're doing lineups. Lineups isn't a thing that I did when I was 17. Oh yeah, lineups.
I don't know what lineups are.
A lineup is like the lineup card that the manager submits.
What do you mean, like the players are going to come up for bat?
No, yeah, like the first batter. Like when I was having sex at like 18, I was going, okay, lead off of Larry Bowe, he could bunt and just get on for a base hit. You know what I mean? I think Richie Hebner, he puts wood on the ball every time.
Wood on the ball.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay.
This is what you're saying to yourself.
Right.
You're going, this guy's a slap hitter. Maybe this one strikes out, but make him the 8th position.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why they have him out there. This one should play right field because he's a good fielder. He's got the best arm. And so this is what you're saying to yourself when you're supposed to be going, oh, yeah.
Right.
But then
you just let the girls do that to make the noise, the oh, yeah.
Don't do that, okay? The first time, I'm telling you, you don't do it. Well, I'm trying to coach here. I don't know. See, these days are done for me.
Okay.
Because sex is basically a completely different situation once you're married for a while.
What do you mean?
It's a different situation.
What do you mean?
Do you
this is what I'm scared of. Like,
no, don't be scared. I'm about to tell you how wonderful.
Okay, good.
It's impactful and wonderful, and it's actual love.
Okay.
As opposed to
sex.
Pressure.
Okay, pressure.
Yeah, pressure.
But don't you get that when you're in a committed relationship? Like
No.
It's totally different.
If I went in 3 seconds,
Okay.
she would probably go, great, I was tired anyway. Fantastic, Craig, whatever it takes. As a matter of fact, I did.
You're happy, I'm happy.
You can visualize I'm Scarlett Johansson at this point. Anything that'll get your rocks off, because I am breastfeeding this baby and I am done.
Wow.
Okay, so that's the way it is sometimes.
Okay.
But there is a love element to it, and included with love is absolute honesty. So
love that.
if you do feel like, let's say you're the one that says, I'm really randy, and the other one says no. Mm-hmm. Okay, your spiritual or loving connection will be able to find a middle ground or a place where you can now produce what each person wants.
Right.
That's what will manifest.
Yeah.
So then there's a little negotiating, but it's truthful and honest and okay, and it doesn't matter what you say to one another once you have that love established.
Got it.
So you can actually, I've been Ryan Gosling. I just know it. I've been, I just know that I am. So I do a couple push-ups beforehand. I go, all right, sorry, honey, about the flab, but this is all I got. At least I'm tall. He's not. She likes Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling's pretty hot.
Her diary actually has.
You read her diary?
No.
Oh.
I didn't mean that.
Like, what?
It didn't sound right. No, someone bought her a diary.
Okay.
And it's Ryan Gosling's face on the cover.
Got it.
And every single page. Not that I've ever looked at a page. I looked at it and was blank, and she got it. It was a gift from her friends.
That's very sweet.
So that must mean that she's telling her friends, I got to have this Ryan Gosling.
She's got to have the Ryan Gosling.
But she tells me to.
But guys do the same thing. They have their fantasy woman that they look at. They look at porn.
Yeah.
And it's totally normal.
Yeah.
Because it's like kind of like, hey, honey, I'm ready for you. This is what we kind of lived up to. We're just not going to do the position that I want to do.
Have you ever watched porn?
I have watched porn.
Have you?
Yeah, I am a grown-ass woman.
Okay, well, you never know. There are some women, as a matter of fact, Sarah, for 2 years, very much against porn.
Really?
Yeah, has some great jokes about it, too.
Yeah.
She has some great jokes about the perspective of
what was it
fantasy.
about the hang-up of porn? I can understand it. I think every woman has their own insecurity about porn.
Yeah.
But it's interesting.
I would think that men would have hang-ups. You know why?
Why?
Because basically, even if a woman has like a gigantic vagina.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Okay. Well, let's just say she has a gigantic vagina.
Okay.
Even in porn, you can't tell. You know what I mean? Like, you can't tell that that's you cannot.
It could be CGM vagina. I don't know.
CGI, you mean?
CGI. CGI or CGM or whatever.
No.
CGI.
What I'm saying is there's no pressure. If a woman watches it, you can't be, I mean, you might be jealous of like a body or something or breasts or a butt that looks really good.
Yeah.
But guys, we should be the ones not watching porn.
Well, yeah, because they have the ugly dudes, too.
No, not that.
What?
You know why we don't want to watch porn. We shouldn't watch porn.
Why? No, I don't know.
Because I was just saying, a woman could have a large vagina, you can't tell, right?
Right.
You can tell when a man has a large penis.
Okay.
It's there. I mean, you're just going, that's really ridiculous.
Right.
Like I saw one.
Yeah.
And I just said to myself,
I haven't watched porn in a while, so I don't know.
Well, I saw one in a porn.
Okay.
And I just went, oh my God, I hope my wife never sees this.
But see, that's a misconception.
Because if she sees this, she's a bareback rider. That's right, Angela. That was a good sound effect. That was good, Angela. A horse and my wife in the same sentence.
But see, I think for women, they don't want
I said
massive...
my wife. I don't want my wife to see this because you know what it's like if I'm going to go down the metaphor track.
Why are you getting so offended about this whole like?
I'm not
thing?
offended.
She married you.
No, I didn't say offended. I'm saying that. Let's say I took her recently. Let's say she was shallow and into money. Okay, like a lot of women might
like
be.
80%.
Okay, really? So let's say I took one of the 80. Let's say I took one of the 80, and that's who I was married to, or that's my woman, right?
Right.
And then I took her to a mansion.
Uh-huh.
Okay, kind of like Wolf of Wall Street. This guy shows up at the guy's mansion, and he like went right for it because he's going, baby, this is the life you could have.
Right.
It's the same thing. He could go, you see that penis you have? Let me show you, and then thunk.
Yeah.
And that's what happens in porn is you're going, you don't even want her to know that it's available to her, is to have a guy that has that. I saw it had to be, it wasn't even a baby's arm. It was a child's arm on this guy.
Oh my God.
I mean, when I say child, I'm talking 14 years old child's arm.
That's a huge arm.
Okay, yeah, okay. This thing could literally, this thing could throw a baseball on its own. I mean, at 90 miles an hour.
Maybe a home run.
If he whipped this penis with a ball, like somehow put in its like at the end, right?
Yeah.
In some sort of a little cup that you would, a little device, okay? And you put the ball in there, and he whipped around. I'm saying 90 on the radar gun, easy.
But see, I think there's a misconception of women wanting a bigger penis. Now women are going like, no, that's not true, but it could hurt.
It does.
It could hurt.
But how come
it could be uncomfortable?
But then again, in these okay, now we'll back to porn. I can't believe that your first day here, we're talking porn already.
I know, it's
this
terrible.
Is terrible.
This is terrible.
I hope our parents aren't watching.
It's a tactful discussion.
Is it tactful?
I'm hoping my parents won't be watching.
I didn't have it down, and you'll find this to be true always. I did not have this down on my notes.
That was not a part of the notes.
But yeah, we're going to get to some of your segments, Christina.
Yes.
You have actual segments that you came in here with.
I did.
Fantastic. And donuts.
And donuts. I brought sweets so we can all share up on some good stuff. Would you like some?
I could go. We could do a whole discussion on donuts now, but I want to go back to the porn. I want to finish this out. Okay.
Finish your thought there.
So to speak. I want to finish.
Like every man wants to.
Here's the problem when you see porn is now a woman notices, oh, there's another option out there. Okay? He's driving me in his car that I've learned to accept, and it's a wonderful Cadillac SRX. That's a very nice, stable car. I feel fine in it.
I would say so.
But then she takes a ride in the Ferrari and goes, God, does this feel amazing? Oh my, the roar, the power, the feeling of the road. I'm just one with the road. Whoa, it's fast. It slides anything I want it to be. And everyone's looking at me. This is amazing. And you think she's going to want to get back in the Cadillac SRX? That's what I have, my little conservative semi-SUV. It's not even a full SUV.
It's a dad's car.
Yeah, a little bit.
Dad's car.
Little bit.
Right.
You think she's going to go, no. So now, if a woman
I would say depend on her age.
If a woman sees the porn, okay, let's get back to the 80% of women see this porn.
Yes.
And see the man with the gigantic Ferrari, so to speak, okay? Do you think that she's going to be tempted to say, wow, because the woman in the porn isn't going, I've never seen one porn where the gigantic thing happens and she's going, no, this is going to stop. This is too much. Because I've heard from women that go, oh, it's too big, even to me. I love the way she laughed at that. I mean, it's been said.
I thought this was comedy.
Let's have Mary Fran Cardamone call up.
Yeah, Mary.
Back to her from 5th grade, but it wasn't 5th grade. We got together when we were adults. But anyway.
All right.
Yes, we did.
Did you?
That's
great.
Oh, I'll tell you that story. Me and Mary Fran ended up together.
What? You hooked up with a friend?
No.
Wait,
what? She was the
the
one in 5th grade that made me get into comedy.
Right.
So what happened was I ended up getting pretty big in Philadelphia. I was on television and doing the comedy. She goes away.
Right.
And lives like out in New Mexico, so he's no idea what's going on.
Suburban life.
I then go. She was an artist and married to a famous artist and all that kind of stuff, engaged or whatever. She comes back to Philadelphia, and she used to call me Shoemaker. That's what a geek I was. I could never Craig.
Right.
Shoemaker. And then all of a sudden she goes, Shoemaker, what happened to you? Like, because I grew and now I'm an adult, and I'm like, see what you've been missing since 5th grade?
Yeah.
So I'll tell you how it went down. It was one time, it was Pete, her brother, who I was really good friends with and in business with. Pete and his girlfriend Helen are in the front seat, and I'm in the back seat in downtown Philadelphia. They live in the suburbs.
Yeah.
They're dropping me off, and it's me, Big Debbie, and her. Okay. Now, Big Debbie, you get an idea by her name.
Big Debbie.
You get an idea.
Sound like a
Anybody
girl.
called Big anything, especially a female, she's got some bones, like some big bones.
She's a huge bitch.
Nah, that's exactly what I said back then. So we pull up to my place, and this goes back to 5th grade when I had someone else ask her to go steady for me. Okay. And she sent a messenger back, by the way, and said no.
Where do you get these messengers? I've never had messengers.
Well, this is the days of, I'm not going back to Pony Express or Morse code, but, it was just different.
Send a messenger out. A kindergarten kid and goes over and
Yes. Yes.
That's true.
You get a kid to work for you. Say, I'll give you, hey, send her this note. I'll give you $1. It's better than than AOL, for God's sakes. Everything goes in my spam
serious?
folder.
Really? You sent a little kid?
I sent a kid that was our age.
Okay.
I think she ended up dating him.
Oh gosh.
I think she did, actually. Yeah, because he had a mini bike. She always went for the money.
Mini bike.
So he had a mini bike. Those little anyway. So and I had nothing. I had I couldn't even give her.
Something that you can't have.
I had no money and I had no play. I wasn't rocking back then. But then she comes back and now I'm becoming successful, and I'm an adult now. I've grown into my body and I'm 6'2" and all that. Mm-hmm. And so we pull up and it's me, Big Debbie, and Mary Fran in the back seat. I get out, they're dropping me off, they're going to go back to the suburbs. I lean into the car, this is the chicken that I am. I go, anybody feel like coming in and sleeping over, having a sleepover?
You did not ask a sleepover.
I did.
Oh my God.
I said, I got pajamas with little feet in them. So I said, how do you know that was the response? How do you know that that's the sound effect? How do you know that she didn't jump out of the car and go, pajama party with Craig Shoemaker? How do you know that that match game sound happened?
You are one pathetic loser.
Okay. When you hear what happened, you might say that. So I lean in, I go, hey, feel like having a pajama party? No exaggeration. Big Debbie jumps out.
What?
Big Debbie jumps out, who has basically. Do you remember? Here's another old reference, like the East Germans and the Russian women. That were shot putters and hammer throwers.
Yeah.
That's the body that she had. Like if she had a discus, I'd bet money on her.
Right.
Big Debbie could launch a discus. Not that I ever saw her, but she had that
probably
body.
Beat you in a pie-eating contest
she
too.
Was good looking. No, she wasn't fat. She was good looking, but just a
husky.
Just husky. But you know what? That's a department you go into when you have a little boy, a 9-year-old. You go to the husky department, not the woman you're going to sleep with. There's no Victoria's Secret husky division. Okay, so she gets out of the car.
Okay.
But when I said, anybody want to stay over? I do. And then literally Mary Fran, Helen, and Pete drove away. So there was my dream from 5th grade, drives away, and now I have to spend the night with Big Debbie.
So you spent the night with Big Debbie?
I did.
How was that?
She went into my apartment.
She went in your apartment, you guys
Well,
watched
listen,
the
I have
movie.
news for you. Back to I don't like to keep going back to sex, but I think that when someone is not on the top of people's lists, if they're not like in Teen Magazine, they try harder.
They do.
Yes.
They do.
I've been with women who are really, really great looking on the cover of other magazines.
And they just don't do anything, and they just lay there like a dead fish.
Exactly. They're entitled.
Really? They're entitled.
No, that's an insult to dead fish.
Oh, sorry.
Some of them. Some of them have been to the point where you actually say, I wish I knew how to take a pulse. But I've always been really bad at that. I always thought to myself, if that's the way I find out if someone's dead, they're in trouble, because I can't ever find the area when they're alive and telling me to do it and saying that's not the right spot. I can never find the right spot. But on some of those women, you're going, oh my God, this is ridiculous, because they've been entitled their entire lives.
Right.
That's my theory. So Big Debbie brought it.
Oh, good.
Okay?
All right.
Big Debbie.
But that's not who I wanted to be with.
No.
And by the way, I was very long lasting, because there was no buildup.
There you go.
There was no buildup. She looked like one of the players I'm fantasizing about on the Phillies. She was a first baseman, with the big mitt, and that was Boog Powell.
Right.
So anyway, all good, all good, fine, whatever. And so Big Debbie. Now the next time we pull up, We pull up, same situation. They're going to go out to the suburbs. They're dropping me my downtown apartment.
Right.
I did one of these. I did one of those yawn things.
The yawn arm.
Yawn arm.
Yeah.
It's the most ridiculous thing, and I still did it. Oh, but I would always call it out. You know, oh, I'm yawning.
Right.
And I said, whoa, I got my arm around Mary Fran Cardamone.
Right.
And then she goes, then we went back to her brother's place in the suburbs.
Okay.
And I remember the thought, oh my God, I kissed Mary Fran Cardamone. I had this very thought. God, take me away. I'm done. I'm done with my life. I'm done. You can just take me away. Then she let me have other things and then other things and then other things.
Oh, so it worked up to it.
We got engaged.
You were engaged to Mary Fran?
Yes.
What?
Yes, I did. I went the full, the full. I mean, every step along the way it was like.
Courted her.
It was. It was everything. It was like every single detail
yeah,
of. Yeah, that was a hell of a night.
Sent her like love song one night.
Yeah, all one night. By the end of the night, I think it was. Look, you have to give it to me. It was into the morning to about 6 a.m. We got engaged.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. But we did have a wonderful night where I said, it was like movies where you just, wow, you can take me now.
Right.
I have lived my life. It's complete. She didn't complete me. I was just complete and whole and fantastic and felt wonderful. And then we went and danced in the lilies.
Oh, beautiful.
I don't know. I made that up. The music just inspired me to make up a lie. But it did happen. It did have wonderful moments, and we remained friends. I was in a different position in my life to go through with it.
How old were you? 19?
I was like 24.
24?
Yeah, and then I moved to LA.
And then you moved to LA.
Yeah, I said, that's it. I got real. I said, oh, that's a fantasy. And, and still to this day, we just remain very, very close.
That's interesting. I always think
I wonder if she's watching now. She should call in. I'm going to see her this week. Oh, no. She's she's on an island somewhere.
Island?
Oh, she's in Tulum.
In Tulum?
In Mexico right now, vacation. She's at a spa.
Oh.
But yeah, it's the life. Look, she married money. She did good.
Yeah.
Imagine marrying the comic. So we all turned out fine.
Right. Yeah, I think people know what they want in their lives and they go for it, and that's fine as long as you own up to it.
Yeah, and she married him right after we split.
Oh.
So that worked out fine for everybody.
Perfect.
Yeah, a couple kids, and here we are.
Perfect.
So, and you got to meet my love of my life. We had dinner the other day.
Yeah.
You only met one kid, right? Two.
Two.
I never count. I never count the
little girl.
I never count the girl.
Your blue-eyed ginger.
How about that? I have a ginger girl.
It's random.
Is it really? Is that what it is? What the hell happens?
Well, I have a cousin that's a redhead, and I always wonder how she got the redhead because we're Korean.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say. It is kind of random because I was going to make a joke and say, yeah, that doesn't happen in Africa.
Yeah.
And yet it does. There are Africans or African descent with red hair. So I'm trying to think of, is there any, I've never seen a Middle Eastern. Yeah, no, I'm come to think of it. Yeah, there's some redhead Middle Easterners. Yeah. You know what? Maybe it just happens.
The genes, it skips or something. Do you have any red hairs in your family or your family?
No. And I don't think my wife does either. She's half Japanese.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got to hang out with us.
Yeah.
The other two you didn't see, my other two boys.
No, I didn't see this.
They're not gingers either. They look like me. And
they do.
But you met Jackson, the 4-year-old. He's a little trip. Yeah.
Jackson's a smart little boy.
Yeah, he's going to come here and take you down to Chinatown.
Oh, geez.
Or Koreatown, wherever you're from.
Koreatown's a lot bigger and a lot cooler than Chinatown. No offense to anyone. Likes Chinatown.
But I love them both because I actually, for some reason, I've been this way since I was a kid. Actually, in 5th grade, Mary Fran Cardamone, back then, I wrote a whole report. I still have it on Japan.
Really?
I've had a thing about Asia since I was all of Asia. I didn't like Vietnam so much, but not to be prejudiced, but it was a war and stuff.
Yeah.
People killed.
The whole communist thing.
That would never. Yeah. Actually, I shouldn't say that. When I was a kid, the communism was the thing that you feared.
Right.
And it goes to show you now that I'm a thinking man, what a bunch of BS it all is. It's how we're convinced. We were convinced that these people were going to come get us. And still are.
It's just not.
It's not as heavy.
People are scared about it, like with Russia and China.
Well, Russia's not
North
even
Korea.
communist anymore. You know,
No.
I've never said this theory on the air or to anybody, but I'm going to tell you what my theory is.
Tell us.
It's not even funny.
Okay.
That's how we go. That's what we do on our show, by the way.
we switched it up.
Just so you know. Oh, it
Okay.
switches on a dime.
All right.
Okay, be prepared for that.
I'm ready.
Okay, we were at
I'm
porn.
ready to be
How
schooled.
long was that? That was about 3 minutes ago. Porn.
3 minutes ago, porn to communism, or
You know,
It's a natural flow.
how many shows? There's a whole natural flow to this, and we threw in Mary Fran Cardamone in the middle of all of it.
She's related
So
to
she's
the
not
communists.
communist. She's not communist, nor redhead,
or Russian descent.
or she could be. So anyway, here's what happened. When we were growing up, we were taught, literally taught,
Okay.
that everything they said was propaganda, but everything we said was truth. And as a kid, I'd say to myself, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense at all.
How is ours called the truth and their truth is called propaganda? It never made sense to me.
Right.
But it still gets drilled in, you accept it and believe it.
Right.
Then we were taught they're coming to get us. Uh-oh, look at all the military that they're building up. And then you go, well, wait a minute, we've got a hell of a big military. As a matter of fact, the biggest one in the world. Why is that okay for them and not for us? So these are the thoughts that would go through my head.
Right.
And then it made no sense. So now, what happened to communism? Then people they attribute it to Ronald Reagan.
Of course.
Who was basically an actor, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. He really was an actor. That's how he started.
True.
Yes, he was in classics like Space Time with Bonzo or whatever it was. Some bedtime for Bonzo. He was with the monkeys acting. So anyway, yeah, Shakespearean. So he basically acted the part of a president, probably like no one ever has. Badass, and that's what you want. You know, a lot of people want that, especially when you're going against this Cold War, they called it. We never went to war. Thank God we didn't. The only war he ever had, by the way, Reagan, was against, what was the name of it? Oh, damn, not the Falkland Islands. They invaded literally like a Club Med. They invaded Club Med. They said,
The French are freaking out.
It was like, here's how we're going to show you our might. We're going to go, what was the name of it? Damn it. This is when our crack staff should be working.
I know.
It was in 86 or something like that. It was this tiny little
I was
island.
4, so I can't help you.
86. Oh, damn it. There was the Falkland Islands, and then there was this other, it was like a 2-day invasion.
Right.
Where they had to pull people out of spas and facials but we were showing our might. Grenada. Thank you very much.
Grenada.
How did I not know that?
Still don't know this.
Yeah, okay, well, that's what we did. That was our
Wow.
only war that we went to. Everything else was cold, and cold meant you weren't going to really have any, you were just going to sort of threaten each other with propaganda.
Wow.
That's how they've always done it all through history. If you look back at, that's what the Germans did. That's what Goebbels
War
did.
I.
Goebbels was the propaganda master of
Yep.
Germany. So we didn't go to war. Now, here's my theory on what happened to communism. Reagan went over there and he goes, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down these walls. Right?
Such a great speech.
So he said, tear down these walls. Do you think, now let's go logical again. Do you think that the Russians were going, I'm afraid of this man?
No.
You know what I mean? They're going, we must tear down walls.
No.
That's what I'm saying is
Yeah.
we attributed his threat to tear down these walls, Mr. Gorbachev. It was a speech in front of people. There was
Right.
no great threat that tore down the walls. Here's what tore down the walls, in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay. And that I hope that we work harder on this in our country. A spiritual, higher source way of living will always eventually evolve, and it takes time. You know, if it's Mother Nature's work,
True.
that's why the Grand Canyon takes millions of years, okay?
Right.
For the great beauty and great significance and wonderful, profound things to take place, it takes that amount of time. It doesn't take, what we try to do is rush things. Oh, man at Iraq, let's go get him.
Right,
and
right.
let's go,
It's the
you're
instant
not-
gratification. Must have it now.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Without
Saddam
being
Hussein was my
patient.
buddy, and now he doesn't like me anymore, and I'm going to go kill him. You know,
Right,
and
right.
he's a bad guy. And then our propaganda machine starts with
Right.
Karl Rove and stuff like that. So then, we got to go get him. And then we make up stories. Oh, they were the ones who they did this to us,
Right.
and and all that. So then we go along with it. And if you don't go along with it, you're an expatriate. You're a bad patriot, and so
You're
on.
not part of the group.
Right.
Yeah.
So now what happens is, for me, is I say to those things like a 9/11 or whatever it is, how can I spiritually evolve? So what happened in Russia, in my stupid opinion, is
It's not stupid opinion, it's your opinion.
did you know that communism is completely godless? Now, I'm not saying, we need to believe in God or religion or whatever it is,
like
but
atheists.
a great spirit, if that is what is in charge, a spirit of goodness, if that becomes what motivates and drives a country and an individual in that country,
Right.
you therefore have a much better chance because you develop morals, manners, more divine love. It's all from the divine, as opposed to it's about fear, and a manifestation of the fear is wars and fighting, and I'm going to be right, and it's all about righteousness, and who's got more propaganda, who's the worst leader, and who's done the worst things. Here, let me list them for you, and then show you their atrocities and everything else.
Are you saying this from like Karl Marx? Is it Karl Marx?
Karl Marx
standpoint of like what his
the Communist Manifesto was
right.
basically take God out of everything.
Take God of everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, our manifesto here seems to be, you have to do that God. Like, we're going to choose the God for you, too.
Right.
Also not a good thing.
Right.
And also why we're divided as a country.
Yes.
You see what I mean? You see how divided we are religiously right now? It's like
our whole entire situation. We're going to have another civil war before we know it.
It looks like that.
Yeah.
But what would the reason be was we're basically opposed to one another because we're saying, wait a minute, if you don't believe in my religion, you're wrong and you're the devil and you're evil. What's his name just passed away? Fred Phelps. I hate to even say the guy's name. What a bad guy. It was the one sound effect I jived with, Angelo. That was the one where it was absolute. That and the beautiful squirt that you had earlier. So, it's Fred Phelps. Now, here's a guy that was another division of what we're supposed to be Christ-like. And he would go, God hates fags. That was the sign that he would have, and they would, they were doing protests at military funerals.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So there were followers of this guy.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is that's what happens with government and so forth is you follow them mindlessly as opposed to consciously and mindfully.
Right, because
and
you're
that's
brainwashing them.
Correct. So if you are listening to your higher source within, this is the point I'm making. If you're listening to what makes you tick and what truly has your heart and resonates with you and the feeling that's inside of you, which I call higher spirit, divine, big G, whatever you want to call it, that's what we connect into. And they weren't doing that, so it quietly went away. Where did communism go in Russia? It went away.
Yeah.
Because that's what unfolded naturally.
Right.
Because the other is not a sustainable existence. The communist way. Now, there are parts of communism I think are really cool, but you couldn't even say that, by the way, in the 80s. You couldn't say if I was
kind
doing
of sketchy now too. You're like, can we say this?
Yeah, there's nobody listening. Is there? I hope there's nobody listening this week.
Oh yeah.
Well, people would even argue the way how the democracy is turning into is actually a way closer to communism too. I mean, there's that argument that people think.
I know. You know what? I was thinking about
politics, and I'm like, it is.
Yeah, I'm a white guy, right? And I got to tell you something. What my higher source tells me is absolute compassion and empathy. That's where. So if somebody, the big claim is always, oh my God, it's white people are starting to complain like mad now about people taking things. Listen, buddy, I'm going to look in the camera wherever it is. Listen, white people, white male. I want to tell you something. I've been you. I am you. Okay? I am going to tell you whatever happens in our world, whatever happens to you allegedly in your illusionary mind, in your illusionary world of what's being taken from you, if you're 1%, I'm especially directing this to you. 100 years from now, no matter how bad it gets for you, there is never going to be a movie called 12 Years a White Man. Okay? It's not going to happen. You will never be tortured to that level or be taken as a slave or completely have an entire population annihilated. It's not going to happen, all right? So as bad as you think it is that you don't have an extra Harley in your garage, okay, you can't put another wing on because somebody took a food stamp, all right? There's not going to be a movie about that sometime where people are going to be weeping at the end of it going, oh my God, the plight of that white man. Oh my God, what he went through. He had to sleep in the same wing as his brother. How in the world did he manage? How did he make it through? All because some Mexicans came in and worked farms. I can't even imagine what that must have been like. This is going to be in 100 years. Do you really think that's what's going to happen? There's going to be film after film of the plight of the white man. No, it's not going to happen. You got it made. So you know what? Hand out a couple things. Hand out some of your 401k. Is that what it's called?
I think so.
I don't even know what it's called. I know that mine was taken away by my ex.
No!
That's all I know. Now, get me going on white men or divorced from women to take things from them. Now, that's a different story we might see films about. No, we're not victims to any of it, folks. You're not victims, okay? So participate in society. Be one with the world, one with the earth, one with humanity. And that's how we can all get along, and we can say goodbye to the division that's going on in our country and throughout the world if we all try to look at how you can have empathy for the other person.
I totally agree with you.
Thank you. I'll be running on the white man platform built by slaves.
At least 12 years of white man. Now we know how Leonardo DiCaprio gets his Oscar.
Seriously.
That was a
DiCaprio.
glimpse to the future. So we also got
Yes.
Christina brought some news for us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll bet this won't have the same passion as my speech just
It
now.
might.
It actually.
This will lighten things up. Are things heavy right now? Just a little check-in with our human beings.
I feel inspired.
You feel inspired,
I feel
really?
inspired.
That's by the way, the person who said that, Mike, is the whiter than me. He makes
I'm lily white. I couldn't get tan if I tried. Yeah.
Oh.
he makes me look like I'm in the ABA in the 70s with a fro, and I'm.
It made me want to volunteer.
Yeah, he's very white, isn't he?
He can
Yeah.
get a spray tan.
So Christina, I know that one of the things that really impressed me about you is once I said, hey, you want to join our show, which we still are going to have other people that are popping in and things like that, and let's just make this thing into what it is. By the way, the
Right.
show that I want to create, that we started 2 years ago, we are going to shift it a little bit. So this is a decision that I made, and it was based on a lot of that sign that you see right there.
I see it.
This is
I
what
see
did it. Do you
Got
see
it.
the one on the right-hand side?
I do.
What does that say? It says...
Wait.
It says John. So this is one of the other people that's on this
John
network, Melendez.
Melendez,
Do you know who that
yeah.
is? That's Stuttering John. Okay.
I have no idea who he is.
So then you have Punch Drunk and
Who's
so
Oh
on.
Mary? Oh Mary.
Oh, Mary Kennedy. That I'm very excited about.
Really?
So now,
There's Talking Marijuana.
yeah,
on
Talking
Tuesday.
Marijuana. There's Punch Drunk. These are the other shows that are on here. So this
Are
is
they
what
drunk?
this is what.
No. I'll explain it all to you later what their show's about. They're basically a comedy sports podcast.
Yeah.
Got it.
So here's what I decided, Christina. I want to go back to the original intent of this show. I want to be completely different. If we have 5 listeners, I don't care because we have to stick.
I think we're gonna get more than that.
I hope so.
Let's shoot a little higher,
Yeah.
Shoot higher than 5? I told you it's like porn.
We did talk about porn.
It's like porn. You're right.
Yeah.
But that's what I want to do with the show is there are no I know I'm a shoe, but there's no shoe box. There's no box on anything.
No.
But the intent of the show is to hopefully shift some consciousness into I don't want to compete against anymore. This is what I understand about podcasts.
Right.
Are dominated in the space of there's too much of the fraternity boy. Okay?
There are. There's way too many.
And that's look, it's covered, it's done, and I could actually play in that playground fine.
Yeah.
We already did earlier today. So but the point I'm making is this is what I want to do. I don't even want to be in the comedy category anymore. So keep people's expectations out of you're not going to get a big penis here, okay? Just I keep
No
drawing-
14-year-old arm.
Okay.
Sorry.
No thunk. What you will get with our show, this is what I would like to invite you into this, is inviting us all into possibility.
I love that.
Exactly. So where we can help people manage pain, manage obstacles, get more happiness in their lives, including the silliness that we'll bring to the show.
Right, because these are real life situations.
Exactly. But without the thing that's already done so much of, hey, want to join me?
Because it's redundant.
It's exactly. And
it's redundant.
It's basically, a lot of it's misery
original.
loves company.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
hey, you want to join me? Because I'm really miserable, but I pretend that I'm having a really great time.
Right.
Because I go, woo! And that makes me think that I'm having a good time.
Right.
People go, woo! They're not wooing with happiness.
No. It's sad.
I want to build a bridge from the woo-woo people, the spiritual people, right?
Right.
Now they exist, but I want to bring them into the comedy fold. So build a bridge from the ha-ha to the woo-woo.
Right.
The woo-woo people that are on a rock somewhere in Sedona. They think that that's the only place that you can have a higher self.
Or Machu Picchu.
Yeah. They got you're paying a fortune to go to Machu Picchu.
Right.
I'm
Because
saying
you can get high up there in that
Yeah.
less altitude.
But we can do that here,
we
can't
can. We'll just set up an oxygen tank and they'll just.
But we can bring the
clear it out.
oxygen.
We
Funny you
can.
should say that because
Yeah.
laughter is oxygenating all your cells.
Right.
That's what laughter does.
Yeah.
So it's purposeful laughter is what I really would
Right.
like to bring to people is you have a better intent. You can lose weight with us. You can have you can feel a sense of a better self with us.
I think there's actually scientific medical proof where laughter cures a lot of those
You
elements.
think?
Yeah.
How about I know? And
I
we're
know
having
you
we're having some of
know.
the people that are ahead of that field are coming onto our show.
I can't
Those
wait.
are people that you can look forward to meeting.
I'm excited.
Some doctors that absolutely have confirmed unequivocally about what laughter does to you. So I want to take the people that are meditating, and we have a thing called laugh-a-dating, by the way, which I am going to take you through one of those if you are willing.
I'm willing.
And what happens with that is you shift your consciousness, and everything starts to change from that point forward. Everything around you, the way you see the world, your perspective, your level of acceptance, it all changes because the blocks are gone and the fears are
Right.
gone by laughing.
Right.
So this is what the intent is. I hope that people understand. Come with us. Join us on this expedition, on this journey to the land of ha-has.
Yeah.
And let's have fun together. That's what the intention. Are you in?
I'm in.
Are you Dorothy?
I am Dorothy with my red flippers.
Do you like the movie of The Wizard of Oz?
I do. I
Do
love
you?
it. Yeah, 'cause
Everyone does.
It's a fantasy. You're
It's not,
fighting.
though. It's real.
It's real.
By the way, did you know communism? There's an underlying thought of communism within the structure of that movie, and
It
that
is?
yes.
Ah,
Did you know that?
No.
That's what a lot of that whole buildup
was
of
just a
evil
kid.
and Wicked, the movie, the play Wicked, which is being made into a movie. Amazing play. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't. I would love to
Is
see it.
basically like being in Russia and finding out what the real deal is.
Wow.
Because we have said that the Wicked Witch is evil and accepted it
Right.
for 75 years.
Right.
But that's sure, that's true. She's the wicked one. But then when you get behind it, and the same with Russia or any of these evil axis of evil countries.
Right.
If you meet a child from there, you saying to your child, that's what I always said to my
Right.
kid's going to meet some kid in the playground going, wait a minute, you're from Iran?
Right.
You must be evil.
No.
I've been told that you are evil.
It's ridiculous.
It
I
is
can't believe it because
ridiculous.
we live in 2014, and to even have those kind of standards, it's like when I was a kid. And there was a moment, I lived at LA and I lived in Arizona. And they're like, look at that Chinese kid. I'm like, what Chinese kid? I looked to the side.
was
I'm
you?
like, oh, it was me. I didn't know it was Chinese. I thought it was Korean.
Did they play that music when they saw you?
They did. They were so mean to me. But, it
I had
was
one
weird.
night,
There was a lot of racism.
one night of that.
Right.
And my mom dressed me as a geisha girl, so I knew what it was like for one night.
No.
You see how I suffered? You see, white men?
Mama issues.
Yeah, my mom's the one that did it. I was a geisha girl with full on.
No, really?
Oh yeah, you want to hear
That's
something?
so mean.
Oh,
How old were you?
Oh, it gets worse. She, you
have
know those.
sisters?
Have you ever heard of legs? Yes. There was no male in the house that would have stopped this. You know those legs pantyhose, those plastic pantyhose, the big giant egg that they come in.
that's horrible.
Okay. Do you remember those?
Yes.
Okay. Well, first of all, those were our shower curtain. Were the pantyhose? That was our shower curtain.
Oh my gosh.
I always it was like I was in a horror house. Nylon. No! I still can't be around nylons. Everybody's into those. I'm not me.
So were you the little boy? You were the youngest.
I was the boy of who was unwanted boy.
Oh no.
In this house of females, even the dog, the cat, everybody, my grandmother, Myrtle, everybody was a female. So it was a feminine perspective of which was dominated by my mother, who was really into Halloween, which was really cool.
Okay.
But she went overboard. She says, I don't like when those kids show up for Halloween in those plastic masks from the department store with the staple on them and that wire. There's awful. There's no imagination. I give them the lousy candy.
Wow.
So
she's judgmental.
Very judgmental. Oh, you got that right away. Extremely judgmental and judges me constantly.
Aww.
Oh, damn, we're going to a break. I'll tell you the story when we come back.
All right.
About I know what it's like to be Asian. That's the title of our next segment. Michael Orland is coming in. Michael Orland, do you know he's behind the music of American Idol? He works with all of them.
All the talent.
Do you watch the show? Have you watched the show through the years?
I haven't watched it lately, but I used to be a good
If you
patron
did,
of American Idol.
I want you to ask him every question.
Okay.
Okay? Because I haven't watched in years.
How much of a butt are these kids?
Exactly.
How much do they think that they are
But I want you to be
like a
specific
diva?
with him. I want you to be specific
I'm
with him.
gonna be
If you have a
specific.
diva list, make it now on the break.
Who's the diva?
And we're gonna bring it to Michael Orland. I think that'll be really interesting. By the way, he and I go way back
Oh, that's cool.
to my gay days.
Your gay days.
Well, that's a long
Was
story.
that because you
I'll get
were
back to
dressed
that
up as a
too,
geisha?
and when I was a geisha girl. It could have been.
It could have been,
But I
the
spent a little phase in my life in my gay days. Not literally, but we'll get back to how it was figurative after we take a little pause for the cause and. Just stick around. We're coming right back. Christina Cha, co-hosting on the Craig Shoemaker Show. Woo-woo. See you in a little bit. Christina Cha, co-hosting. You might recognize her from Survivor last year, Samoa. And you were just eating.
Some chocolate.
It's probably still in your mouth. Not like we haven't seen you eat before on camera. Right?
Actually, not that much. I think we were starving the whole time.
What did you do for food?
Whatever we gathered, like coconuts, fish, rice.
You did? You hunters and gatherers?
Hunters and gathering.
How much weight did you lose?
23 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I
gained 10 pounds back, but that's
women
healthy.
are always on diets. They should just call it the Survivor diet. And you say you go
actually
forage.
The worst thing for you.
What's the worst thing? To
To
lose that much
starve
weight?
yourself like that.
Yeah, it's
and
terrible.
then gain weight again. It's the worst thing actually. It's how you screw up your metabolism.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I'm just wearing that belt that I got on yesterday from.
What is this belt? Is it just like?
Oh, I should have.
Bring it next time.
Yeah, it's a belt. You
I'll
wear
wear it
this
while I'm
belt
eating the
around
donut.
your waist, and allegedly you're burning off calories. It's like a fat burner.
Really?
Yeah, I wore it.
I
I
think I
wore it
want
into
one.
bed last night. I was so excited. It was like having a new toy.
It's called a fat burner.
I think it's called a fat burner, whatever it is. By the way, you should leave us a high rating on iTunes and
I'm gonna do it.
subscribe. Okay?
I'm-
You haven't done it yet?
No, I haven't. I'm gonna do it right here.
Okay.
On my
You don't have to
iPad.
do it right now.
No, I'll do
Boy,
it
this
right
society. I
afterwards.
love this society now. It has to be done
We can
now.
do it now.
Okay. Well, people listening could do it now. No, do it right after the show. Tell a friend. Spread the word about our show. You can donate to the show anytime, click our Amazon banner at craigshoemaker.com. By the way, I went to do that yesterday because I was going to buy the fat burner on Amazon.
Yeah.
I hope it's really there. Anthony, our CEO, make sure that Amazon banner is there. Everything gets kicked back to us if you purchase it on Amazon. Go through our banner.
Make sure you do that, guys.
Now, here's something that you need to listen to.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have a website.
I do.
You do have a website?
I do have a website.
Okay. You might want to redesign it, or if you ever want to design it. This episode is brought to you by the greatest situation as far as designing your website. It's called Squarespace. It's an all-in-one platform. Makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website or online portfolio.
See, that's important.
It is important. Not only they design it with you. They're constantly improving their platform with new features and designs and better support. It's simple and it's helpful. It's 24/7.
Oh, that's great.
I want to know something in your life. Who is with you 24/7? Even your mate is not with you 24/7.
No.
They might be in the bathroom taking these Squarespace. They don't even shower. They're available for you.
So I wonder, where's their customer service? Are they here in the U.S. that's actually servicing you?
It's everywhere. They are everywhere. Even the CIA takes time off, but not Squarespace. They're simple, helpful, and they have great prices. It starts at $8 a month.
Okay, that's cheap.
$8 a month.
That's pretty reasonable.
That's 2 gallons of gasoline, for God's sakes, and in 1 month. You get a free domain name if you sign up for a year, or you start a trial with no credit card needed. Okay?
What?
So if you're homeless, you could have a Squarespace.
You can start your own business.
You could have, they'll get you the domain homelessdude.com if you want to, and just
donate funds over. There you go. That's a business prop right there, guys.
We're full of those. Now, if you decide to use Squarespace, visit squarespace.com and make sure you use Laugh It Off. You get 10% off. I'm doing it for my next couple sites that I'm building right now.
Oh.
Building a site for purposeful laughter, for laughter healing, and all of those things. I'm building the site right now
check it out.
with Squarespace. You get 10% off your first purchase. Thank you, Squarespace, for your support of the Craig Shoemaker Show. Squarespace, everything you need to create an exceptional website.
I love it.
Tell me, what's going on? I heard you. I was very excited about this when I saw an email from you. You can turn it on. Thank you. Thank you, Squarespace.
Thank you.
There it is up on our screen. So now it's gone. I saw an email that you're coming up with segments that we can look forward to.
I have these little ideas. Yeah, not just be here and comment back and forth. I can actually come up with great ideas, story ideas.
We'll be the judge of that.
Well, I got my associate's degree in journalism, so it's not like I don't have a journalism background or anything.
You have an associate's degree.
I have an associate's degree. I have my bachelor's in mass communications, more strategic.
This is why you're here. You're the communicator. You got a bachelor's and an associate's. You got all sorts of degrees in this.
I'm just gonna regurgitate my resume here over
there was something about what the H.
What the H?
By the way, you can. This isn't radio. You can actually say hell or HE double toothpicks if you'd like to.
You can, but I like saying what the H, and it's been something I've been saying lately because it could be what the heck or what the hell. You're not offending anyone.
It's a good habit to get into.
Yeah, or you can say what the F if you want to. Right. But I feel like a lot of content out there, they keep on saying the F word, and it comes to a point where it's like, okay, guys, you don't know any other words to say other than the F word.
Well, people go away also from our podcast if they hear it too much, right?
They do.
So you have to work on coming up with new terms. My mother, for instance. Yeah. My God, the potty mouth.
Right.
She loves that word. The potty mouth. How am I supposed to listen and tune in with that potty mouth? And my mom would be very happy. By the way, to extend the story.
Right.
So she comes home from work one day. You're going to be a geisha girl. And she gets the legs pantyhose.
Right.
And she takes an X-Acto knife and cuts out these moon-like slits from this plastic. She jams them into my eye sockets with glue.
Poor thing. That sounds
with
awful.
super glue, upper and lower.
Oh my gosh.
So I
Do you
was
have
those I'd like to burn. And then she had these like little sandals and that thing with the on the kimono with the like the muffler in front or whatever the hell that thing is. I don't even know what it's for.
Right.
I guess it's for getting on your knees. I have no idea. Knee pads, whatever it was. I'm walking around. My friends are running around because they're a ghost or a bum or a hobo and they've got sneakers on. I have little sandals with knitting needles in my wig.
Oh, this is horrible.
So I'm a geisha girl and I have no peripheral vision.
No, you can't.
Because I've got these
like,
plastic things in my eyes.
eyes.
Now I know why Asians can't drive.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, see, I told you I have a lot of theories. That's how I see me living the life. I got to see why. Do you think that might be the reason? Because do have a reputation for not being able to drive. I don't know which Asians it is, but many Asians have a reputation for not being so good behind the wheel.
It goes with their personality. I've met some Asians that can drive. I met some white people who can't drive either.
I know, I got you.
Like my guy, he can't drive.
He can't drive. Your guy can't drive. I want to know, though, what's the theory behind, you don't see a lot of, like, NASCAR, here's Tatsuo Hanuki, he's in the lead. No, you don't have a lot of that. But you have Toyotas that they're driving in. That's the irony, but they're not the drivers. So I don't know what you think. We'll get back to that theory at some point. We'll get back to.
We'll go back into it.
Yeah, so, I would love to know this. So give me what the H.
So what the H is basically anything that you see, the highlights of the craziness is out there, and like in your mind, in yourself, you're thinking to yourself, what the H? What the fuck? What is going on here? Like
I love it's just what the H. Like hell is too tough.
Go with the F word.
Just blow out that. So something must really have you riled up to drop that F now.
Right.
Oh my God, the potty mouth on the Asian.
So I think that you can express the F word if it's done in a right context.
Right there it was. Because you're angry at something. What are you angry at? What is what the H today?
So what the H, it's not more of anger. It's more like, what is going on here?
Okay.
And I saw this article on Vice, and it talks about the American bro portrait. And I'm sure everyone has seen this before. Like, what is going on with this era of these douchey guys?
Yeah.
And, like, people are like, douchey, it's offensive, they don't like it. But it's actually, like, an era of these young males.
They don't like the word douchey.
They don't like the word douchey, but they're acting douchey.
Of course they are.
They're doing things that just makes no sense. It's the reputation out of anger. Just,
here you have photos.
Here's the wonderful photos.
These are douchey dudes that are doing douchey things.
Dudes.
Usually alcohol's involved in douchiness.
Usually alcohol, a huge amount of alcohol, maybe some substance, and it's just like crazy behavior. And normally we see this in the OC or inland empire area, or even college.
I'm looking at this with the two things that are going on in my mind when I'm seeing these douchey things being done.
Well,
One thing that's going on in my mind is, oh my God, my
son
son is about to enter into this world of this douchiness. And the other side of me is going, nothing I didn't do.
Right. I mean, I
did every bit of this douchiness.
Some part of it is fun, and it could be escalated. And so one part of it, you see this guy right here is taking a bottle and he's pouring it, and everyone's having a good time. But apparently, there's always that one guy that just goes a little bit too far of having too much fun, takes the bottle, sprays it on everyone, hits someone in the head, where someone actually gets hurt.
Yes.
And then there's like a few language that goes back and forth of insults. People are getting upset, and then it causes an uproar. So what it kind of got to me, I was like, my judgmental phase was thinking, okay, this guy's an asshole. I don't like him. He's horrible. And even the author, John Seward, he was going on and on and on, a whole run-on sentence about how this person is despicable, it's terrible, and this is the society that we've turned into. We accept this behavior through, like, reality TV, and it's true. We've kind of accepted it, like
not only accepted it, encourage it.
Encourage it.
If you want to be a reality star, you have to be.
This is how you're going to get on TV.
You dealt with that in Survivor. That's why you're in fourth place, not first.
Right.
If you were douchey, first place.
If I was douchey and I was like, yo.
You should have taken some douche lessons from these drunks.
Right, and insulting people and being horrible, and it's not considered to be popular at all. But to me, I thought, okay, this person's horrible. And then I started thinking a little bit deeper, kind of going, okay, let's not be so judgmental. This person is probably in some major pain and probably been neglected by his family. And
that's true.
And I think that's why people express a certain behavior. But yeah.
That's the problem, though, is when we associate something. Don't we all have difficulties? I remember there was this case where these guys shot their parents.
Oh, God.
So the Menendez brothers. And there's the people that say, "Oh, those poor kids, they use that whole ploy, and oh my God, we had a horrible childhood."
Horrible childhood? You were living in a mansion in Bel Air. What horrible childhood did you have?
The point I'm making is,
Go to your violin
can't we
lesson?
all do that with that excuse of oh, I had it rough, or yeah, it was difficult. It's only because I wasn't encouraged or hugged and all that sort of thing. It doesn't mean you need to still be a douche.
Yeah.
It's no excuse for being it.
There's no excuse.
I'm starting to like that word. I never used
The
that.
douche,
We used
yeah.
asshole.
The asshole.
Yeah, we used
Yeah.
I think there should be, talk about judgmental, there should be
That's
judges for assholes. Just have asshole court.
We should make that to a reality show. The asshole. Who could be the best asshole?
You know what you should do is, like, let's say asshole. Let's start with drivers. Asshole drivers. You take whoa!
Oh.
We'll have to have that next week. Speaking of, I love segues. Speaking of reality shows. Speaking of reality shows, Mr. Music himself. By the way, you don't have to worry about holding back your language with this guy.
Oh, hi.
How are you?
Nice
That's
to meet
Michael
you.
Orland.
Nice
This is
to meet you as
Christina
well.
Cha from. She was on a reality show last year. Oh, you do know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you watch any other reality shows?
Watch a little HGTV. That's about
I
it.
love HGTV.
HGTV.
Which show do you watch on there? Flip or Flop?
Love it or
Flip or
list
Flop?
it.
I haven't watched that. What about Flip?
They're too good looking. They're too good looking and sweet.
House Hunters.
Yeah, Flip. House Hunters.
Which angle of my chins are showing right now? Because this is like
Oh, you're worried about this angle, aren't you?
totally. Dude, I'm gonna sit like this
Do
the
you
whole
do you
time.
talk to the American Idol people? Do you have like when you're on? Do you tell them, listen, I want Vilmos Zsigmond to like me?
No,
Or-
but
or-
what I do is like if they're filming my hands, I always like play like that. I'm like,
with your middle finger.
yes, I use only 8 fingers to play. I'm like that. No, but we have some fun. But you can't. I don't have a lot of good angles, so it is what it is.
You don't have a lot of say with what angles go on,
None.
right?
None.
Well, here you do. You
Yeah.
can dominate.
Okay, so which way? Whatever.
Just
Where's
look
the-
at
that's
me
the
and you
I'm
have your
looking
own
at you.
camera.
Is this mic in the right place?
Let's just. Can we have a shot of Michael Orland and with his own camera? Let's see his own camera. Can you cut to
It
that?
doesn't matter. I don't want it. I don't want it.
Cut to that. Let's see how.
See,
am
I
as a
think you
director.
guys are at like good angles.
Oh, look,
If
they're
you
giving me a
look-
close up now. No, back up.
Oh, way
back
back.
up, back
way,
up.
way back. Way back.
I love that line in Tootsie. How about Cleveland?
Exactly.
Right.
All right, I'm just not going to worry about the
Yeah,
camera.
let's let that go. As a matter of fact, not many people watch anyway. People
I don't
listen.
They
believe
to
you.
listen.
No, they listen to
I
us.
believe I
You
watched.
have a
podcasts.
beautiful voice.
I watched a few so I could see what I was getting into,
Oh no.
and I almost wore green so I would just be a face.
Oh, you're so you could be a floating head.
I wanted to be.
Now that
yeah,
would be a way to
Floating.
lose weight.
That's what I was
Just
thinking.
come in a big green
I
outfit.
lost 205 pounds today at the Craig Shoemaker show.
All I have left is my head.
I asked for a big head, but that's ridiculous.
Do you have a big head? Yeah.
I think I have a really huge head.
Yeah, me too.
What do you do about that?
That's one where you just go.
Hard to
You
buy
just say you have
hats.
a
That's
big
basically
brain.
like if you're missing a
That's what
leg,
you
it's
go with.
lifetime.
That's what it
Okay,
is.
you got a big head, that's a lifetime.
Yeah.
When I see people with big heads, I don't know if you're this way, don't you sort of give the nod?
Like it's like you're acknowledging. you're in
Got
the
you, bro.
club.
Got you. I see you. I see you. I recognize you. I see you. It's kind of like if you have an unusual car and you see another one exactly like it, you high beam them like, hey, got you. Same with big heads.
Yeah, I
He's
do
nodding
that.
at me right
That's
now
true.
going,
I am.
I see it. You're an 8.
Yep.
I'm an 8.
Are you? That's
Yeah.
impressive. You know what,
It's
you know what
not.
they say.
It serves no good purpose. There's no hat that fits.
No, it's really, yeah. You have to buy like an XL, a double XL.
Do you ever do the one where the last rung on the, what do they call
No.
that? Those things, those plastic things in the back, the
Oh,
adjustable
yeah, you have to
things.
keep them open.
Yeah, it's like, it's open. Or on the last rung where it's a hinge.
I don't wear them.
This is new to me. I don't know.
Yeah,
because I have a
'cause,
small
you have a normal
head. I have
head.
a normal size head.
I think I could say this. I don't know if it's being racist, but I think Koreans don't have big heads.
Okay.
So
Maybe. It's funny because we have big egos.
That's allowed.
It's true.
how about that? Is that true? You think a lot of Koreans have big egos?
Oh, come on, please.
I
yeah,
didn't
they
know.
do.
I don't know this. I don't really know.
I think they do. Out of all of the Asian race, majority of them, they like to stand out.
Really?
They're
Oh.
boisterous. Yeah.
Well, I do notice that
culture
one of the
that's-
leaders,
it's a little.
the leaders have got some very large egos.
They do.
They're the only ones that we really know. There aren't many famous Korean people, right?
Well, if you look at like the film industry in Asia, Korean film, Korean TV, it's big. They love it. I have not gotten into any Korean drama. I'm sure other people
You
have, but
need
they
to,
love
though.
it.
You need to. You
Yeah,
need
I
to be
need
in
to.
some.
I need to get cultured.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of culture, you have been around the music culture now. How long have you been with American Idol? Since day one?
I started at the end of season 1. And
The
we're
end
on
of season
13 now.
Jeez.
Wow.
Is it great
Crazy.
having a steady gig?
It's the greatest. It's only about 5 months a year. We do the show about
Wow.
4 months, and then I go on the road for the auditions in the summer,
You do?
which is really fun.
And you accompany them?
Wow.
No, it's all a cappella. I sit behind a desk and wait for someone to make me stop tweeting. I'm kidding. And look up. No, I'm kidding.
That's what you do?
Basically.
I love it.
What do they say that you're supposed to be doing?
No,
It's like a bad
sit
kid
there
in
and listen.
class.
I actually love doing the auditions because, you know, that one person that does make you look up and go, oh my God, they just did like the most tired, awful Adele song that I never want to hear again. But they changed it up. They changed it up. So I
Right.
can appreciate somebody's great musicianship or
The creativity.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that Adele, who's in her like mid-20s, is already an old reference.
It is.
Oh my God.
Well, those
Another
songs,
Adele song.
Those
How
songs
bad
got
is that?
so overdone.
It's true.
It's like I cannot hear an Adele song and I can't hear At Last ever again.
Oh, I'm going to have to agree with you on that one.
Oh my God, enough.
Can't do it.
We should have anybody call in now. I think that'd be a cool call-in topic.
Yeah.
What are your top songs you can't hear ever again?
That's a great topic.
You know, I mean, how many
Rose.
times can
Yeah.
you hear At Last?
The Rose.
The Rose.
The Rose is yours?
I can't stand that song. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
see,
I
haven't.
don't like
I love the
beaches.
song. I mean, I might be over
Sorry.
like the middle. No, I love the song. Amanda McBroom that wrote it is a friend of mine, and
Uh-huh.
I happen to love the song. And she's a great writer. However, I know you hear a song. It can be a great song. I mean, I love every one of those Adele songs.
Right.
You just hear them like so many times. It's like enough already.
And when they're done by someone that great, she really is
Oh, she's
magnificent.
amazing.
She's a whole other
She's
cut
amazing.
above. And it would be funny if she didn't even make it to a round in American
Yeah,
Idol.
that would be fun. It would be fun. Listen, you
I
know,
wouldn't be surprised.
I love that she gave a lot of girls that were not a perfect body like hope for
Yeah.
because it should have nothing to do with
They
the way
needed
you
that,
look.
yeah.
And
No.
it was great, and I love
the
that
voice.
that she did that.
Well, they tried with
Yeah.
Ruben Studdard.
They did.
They gave it a shot. They said,
well,
this isn't going to work. Let's go to Carrie Underwood this year. You know what I mean? Like, no, that big black guy thing, that's not good.
You know, but Ruben's got a little comeback going on.
Does he
now.
really?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
he
was on The
should.
Biggest Loser,
oh.
and he lost like 150 pounds or something.
Wow.
It's amazing
yeah.
how reality. By the way, you're going to have a career if you chose to for the rest of your life, because
Okay.
you can always go on another reality show.
Absolutely.
I can
Here
be
she
a
is. She was
career
fourth place in
reality
Survivor
person.
Samoa.
I
On
like
the
that.
surreal life, and then you're in a hot tub with Vern Troyer,
Oh, God.
Oh my God.
or actually
save
Michael
me.
Orland.
What about
He was the
that?
music
I'd
director
rather
for
hang out with
American
you in a
Idol.
hot tub
It's
than
Michael
Let's go.
Orland.
We can do our own reality
We can.
show.
Right.
Yeah.
The reality of reality.
That's
the reality.
it.
Yeah. You,
We could do like a reality boot camp of like setting these, you know, because some of the reality people, which I'm sure you know, are crazy.
Yeah, they are.
They're crazy and they're egomaniacs. They're like,
Well, to be on, to expose yourself like that, I think you have to be. You have
Right.
to be.
You have got to be, and you got to be in a lot of denial. You have
So
to. You
much
have
denial.
to
But I gotta
really
tell
put
you-
out a whole space of thought that is
a lot of growing to do.
yeah.
But I think in a show like American Idol, people want to see confidence and personality and
Yeah.
all that
Right.
stuff. And I think when you have just a great voice and you don't have that other stuff, it's not enough. It's not enough
No.
anymore.
It's not enough to make it all the way to the end.
Yeah.
We should have a reality show that combines all these elements. Imagine, like Survivor has a challenge where on the island Michael Orland is playing piano.
And you have to sing to get to
You
the
have to
next
sing to get to the next
to the-
level.
Yes, that would be amazing.
And he'll go, oh, the tribe has spoken. That was the worst thing I've ever heard in my
Tribe
life.
is
Are you
not
kidding?
sung.
It should
Oh my
combine
God.
them.
That's funny.
I think Jeff would be like, no, can't do this.
Well, I think we should go see my friend Toby over at Fremantle and pitch that show.
Oh, he's a friend?
Yes.
I've got shows to pitch Toby.
Let's go.
I'll put you in.
You put me
See
in.
how I
we're
come up with
going.
them like that? And by the way, someone will take
Let's do
that.
this.
They're listening right
Of
now.
course
and they're-
they will.
Of course, they're
I love it.
registering it with the Writers Guild.
They're stopping writing about like the missing airline jet, and they're writing that now.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing.
Well, what about the American Idol rejects? I'm sure they are like.
Well, I'll tell you, I
hurt.
always thought it would be really great to take like 2 people from each season that did not win
Yeah.
and redo them now that they've had all the growth. And like
Right.
back when American Idol started, there was no such thing as social media. These kids didn't
Right.
have Twitter accounts.
Right.
And I remember in season 2, they used to crowd around the same landline, modem
Yeah.
and get on the computer and try to read the message boards and, kick each other out. And
And they were
so
like sending
different.
out paper airplanes.
Yes, exactly.
Any other way.
And they were like talking with 2 cans with a little string. No, I'm kidding.
Put him in a monkey's hat.
That's what it
Go
was.
on a horse. Go.
That's what it was.
Go. Spread the word.
Send a
I
little
think
kid out.
if you took like two people,
Like I did.
2 people from each season, like you'd have there's your top 24 right now. You took from top 12, from the top 12 seasons, and make a new show.
Yeah.
So a new show.
Like a new show, but
show.
maybe this time
Idol
do it with,
Redux.
like All-Star Idol,
We
but maybe
almost
with
made it.
original music. No, but original music instead of
By
like
them.
covers.
Yeah.
Love that. Now, how come
Yeah.
you don't go to your buddy at Fremantle and
I'm
pitch
about
that?
to.
Okay.
And someone just sold it. While we're in here, someone just sold it.
Yeah,
Oh,
isn't it
man,
hard
I think
to
we're
believe?
giving out a show idea on air.
Isn't it hard to believe that such a new show it's 13 years old?
13.
That social media did not exist when it
that
began.
is
It's so
crazy.
odd to me that even concept. We talked earlier about how they used to have smoking in airplanes, and Christina was looking at me and go,
remember.
I
"What
don't
do you mean back in the '60s?" I go, "No, '94."
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
There was a smoking section and a
going.
little ashtrays.
Yes, it was like the last row of each section.
Yes.
See, I don't know any of this. This is crazy.
It wasn't back that far, but that's
No.
what's so strange
That was
about
back
what's
in
old now.
The old Rose Tattoo days. We used
Oh,
to do
God, I
that.
talked about that earlier. So let me explain. I said, I know Michael from my gay days.
Okay.
Now, what I meant by that was,
I didn't know if you were going to
Was
come
it during
out
the geisha?
for this
I'm
show.
not coming
kidding.
out.
I'm kidding, but
I'm coming out and saying I hung out in a gay bar.
it wasn't
All
real. I
right.
mean, it was a everything bar. It was just happened to be in West Hollywood.
I live
in
in
the
West
middle,
Hollywood.
next to the Abbey.
Was
Guys-
the Abbey even there then?
Yes, guys and
Abbey?
chaps.
No.
Well, those were the ones you met. I didn't. No, so go ahead, tell the story.
Well,
I'm going to tell you, Craig
Yeah.
was. I used to do this open mic there, and it was
Yes.
a really, really big night. It was a Tuesday night,
that's how we met.
the Shower of Stars. And
What was this? Is this
that was what it was
91?
called. It had to be
Around 91?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And literally, like a comic coming in was my chance to take a break
Yeah.
from the piano. But this man was the greatest of all. The
So I would do
greatest.
stand-up in between, can we play Everything Coming Up Roses?
And the Phantom of the
G
Opera.
and back then it was Phantom.
Oh my God.
Now the only problem Michael had though was I'm also a frustrated singer, so
Right.
every
You
so
sang.
often he thought he was taking a break, and I would go, "Can we do Phantom?"
And he can sing too. That's the crazy thing.
Oh.
Well,
I wish I had a piano right
the
here.
only way I could sing is if I
can
do
sort
Phantom,
of
I
sing.
have to do it into like a device like because he has behind the mask.
That's right.
Right.
Slowly, gently, music shall caress you. Grasp it, fear it. Anyway, I always wanted to be Phantom or some Broadway guy, and this was my way to sort of blend both.
Right.
Was I would do comedy for a mostly gay audience and gay performers, but I was like the straight guy.
Right.
And I loved
So they
it.
wanted you because
In
they're
the worst
like,
way.
yeah, they're like, ooh,
Yeah.
I
Which
think
is
you
how
could
they got
pervert
him.
him.
I'm sure. So I hung out with it was like debauchery too. It was like it was like the Rolling Stones meet the cabaret circuit because like Lindy
true.
and her
and the
her gang
Tonics,
that
yeah.
they're called the Tonics.
Yeah,
She's a
Jean
big
Reed.
writer now,
She
Lindy.
is a huge
I was hoping
writer.
that our producers called her to be on the show.
Oh, I will call her for you. She needs to be on the show.
She should because
She's
can you
fantastic.
name a couple of songs that she wrote or
No, but she's written a ton. Huge.
For who?
huge. She's written for Demi Lovato. She's
Wow.
written for a bunch of the Idol winners on
Right.
their albums.
Yeah.
And
Lindy's
I
a-
work on the show for 13 years, and I'm not allowed to pitch songs to them.
No.
Yes.
Huh.
So can you make a little side deal with
That's what
Lindy?
I was going to change my name. I was going to change my name.
Oh, we have look who's calling. Anthony
No
Fedorov.
way.
Do you remember Anthony
I
Fedorov?
love Anthony, and I met his other half and his beautiful baby.
Oh,
they
you
came
have?
over right after they did your show. I got together with them.
Oh, cheating on me. Ran
Yes,
right to you.
That's right. They ran to me.
Anthony Fedorov. Hey, Anthony, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Did you get my tweet? I want you to come to my house on Sunday. We're having a little jam.
Yeah, no, we'll do it. We'll do it.
Oh, okay. We had a jam in our backyard. And,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, his wife is Miss Saigon, and
Oh,
and he's
wow.
what fourth? You were fourth place the year Carrie Underwood won.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I know you're blonde, but you should have grown it out and had some makeup on.
He's a good guy. Anthony's a talented boy. I remember after he was voted off, I always go to New York with the winner and the runner-up to do all the TV press, and that was my first year. I went with Carrie Underwood and Bo Bice. And Anthony took me to this club that he used to play at before he was on Idol, and I couldn't believe what came out of him. It was, I mean, the voice is ridiculous, and he didn't even show half of that on American Idol.
You're too sweet, Mr. O.
Well, he also called me and asked me for a coaching tomorrow, so
Anthony, tell me about the experience. Can you give us just kind of your perspective? Why don't the two of you discuss what happens when they do get together with you, how it's presented? Can you take us through the step-by-step process of, so you make it to a certain point and then you meet Michael, and how does it work? Can you guys kind of bring that to us?
Well, I'll just start, and then Anthony, you chime in. Everything is a cappella until they go to Hollywood. It's the first time they ever get to play with a pianist.
Okay.
And so that was like my first time ever meeting all the kids. So that would be that. Once they make it to the top 12 or 10 or 13, whatever it's been, they come in basically every week with the 2 or 3 songs that they want to do that fit within the theme that's already been cleared for television, and we help them whittle what song they want to do down. We're not allowed to pick their song, but we can do everything else to help them once they've picked it.
So Anthony, would you go to Michael and say, I've narrowed it down to these 3, and they're good for my key, and then he works with you? How does that work?
Yeah, well, that's exactly how it works. You know, the problem with me was that I didn't listen much, so I did what I want. I wish I would have changed some of my song choices when I was on the show, but yeah, you pretty much, the songs that you kind of narrow it down, and then you work on these songs and you try to come up with the best possible arrangement, and then you hang on for your life when you hit live stage,
Do you encourage Michael to do an arrangement that fits with your style and your abilities?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember when I was on the show, we worked on arrangements, extensively, and I think if it wasn't for Michael and for the entire team over there, it could have been worse for me, because I didn't feel like I really knew who I was artistically yet, and vocally, so it was hard for me to really choose the right key and find the right arrangement. Things that I can do now, I to do back then.
How much are you encouraging him to find himself?
We are encouraging them, but the judges give them added stress every week by going, who are you as an artist? Most 15, 17, 19, 21-year-old do not know who they are yet.
They have no idea.
They don't know.
Yeah.
And there's a very few that do. And there's a lot of them that think they know who they are, and then when they get out of the Idol school, they change and they learn other things. And Anthony's done a ton of theater since then, and he sings so many different styles. But it's hard on that show. It's very stressful.
Right.
I don't know how they all go through it, but for the lucky 10 that go on the concert tour and can make a name for themselves, I think it's huge. It's a big shortcut to some success.
I can tell that you really have an affinity for someone like Anthony, but there are people that you don't. Do you give them, you have to be honest now, do you give them a little less? And
I really don't. Listen, here's the thing. I mean, first of all, I've never had a bad ever. I've heard stories about people that were, this one was a horror story, after I just did a gig with so-and-so and they were horrible. There's not one contestant, I swear on my life, that I can say that they were a total, whatever.
Knowing you, they might say this about you.
They could. They could. They might have. I mean, listen, they might. Maybe a couple of them didn't like me.
And not.
And not. But the thing is that they, we can only help them so much, and they have to do a lot of it on their own. And the ones that do the work are the ones that do really well on that show.
You're like a godfather to them.
And
a mentor.
I feel like I am. I really do feel parental with them.
You must be emotionally attached, though.
I totally am. I used to cry like a baby in the beginning.
Oh,
but
really?
Now I don't.
When I got voted off, Michael cried himself to sleep for a while.
Just that. Well, I also had a Xanax that night. That was fun.
Now, when you were voted off, Anthony, were you standing next to someone? Is that how it worked?
And he collapsed. It was so fun.
Oh, I missed that episode.
Yeah. When I was voted off, I mean, it was, I think, what did it come down to? I think it was me and Bonzel. And it was funny. I remember when I was being voted off that night, I had this I had this feeling, that I was going home. And it was a feeling of calm and relief in a way, because it's extremely stressful. But I knew that I was going home, so you just kind of, you get to reflect on your journey, and then you move on.
Some people do feel it. I mean, there are some people that come in like with their suitcase every Thursday, going, "I know it's me." And our old producers, Nigel and Ken, they used to literally like play mind games. It was so cool. They used to play mind games and go, someone would say, "Oh, Nigel, I'm doing this song next week," and he would say, "Well, how do you know there's going to be a next week?" And they'd be going, "Oh my God, what did he say to me? Should I read between the lines?" But it was great how he messed with them. But this show is also more of a popularity contest too. I mean, we've had so many great singers that didn't make it to the end, and it didn't matter. Those people still are working
in your
today.
mind, are you thinking that person should move on, but they're not going to because they don't have the look? Are you doing your own little internal voting?
I do. I mean, but I think a couple of people have lasted longer than they should have singing-wise because people latched onto them as a story or as something the person was going through or whatever it was. And I think that just happens. It's the nature of the show.
Right. But in a way, it's kind of like giving these people who've never had a chance or an opportunity to experience what it's like in the music industry.
Right.
Like, this is how it is, like, in fast pace.
Right.
But
in real life. Like, you think that you can do it on your own and stuff. You're going to deal with the same... You're going to deal with the same crap.
Thrown into the fire.
Right.
But that's how it is.
Way.
Really is.
And then you're there basically to say, I'm not allowed to. It's almost like you're in the CIA. You go, I'm not really allowed to tell you what I can do for you, but I will. Wink, wink. There's a lot of wink, wink.
Well, there is a lot.
Like you want to help them, but
we
you
do
can't.
help them.
There's favoritism
but there
too.
are ways to say you shouldn't do that song. You should do this song, and we find ways to do that without saying those words. We go, hey, what did the judges tell you last week? Okay, well, what do you have to show this week? Well, if we do that song that you want to do, and we only have a minute and a half, you can't get the best part of that song in, so let's look at this song.
Oh, and you have to trim the songs down. And by the way, you're arranging the songs to fit into the show.
Correct.
Because these are not the entire songs.
Right.
I would love them to have a whole show of Anagata Davida from Iron Butterfly. That was the longest.
Shaving cream.
I think that was the longest song in history, wasn't it?
Oh my God.
So Anthony, do you recall a time when you were working with Michael where he gave you that sort of suggestion? What did the judges ask you to do or work on? Do you remember a moment like that where you did change it up?
Michael, do you remember? Because I don't.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I thought Anthony was fantastic on the show, but when he left, he grew in leaps and bounds. So, what he learned so quick on the show, it helped him in everything he's doing now. And now he's a great writer, and he's doing all this stuff. And
that's fantastic.
He's doing a record.
And he's singing in my backyard on Sunday.
That's a good gig. That's a good gig.
That is.
That'll be at the top of your resume, Anthony.
I want that gig.
Hey, listen, I'll see you on Sunday, but thanks for calling.
Of course. I love you guys, and
love you too.
I'm so happy that that Michael is finally on your show.
Finally.
Yeah, thank you. I've been waiting for years. I was
You're
on
in
a
trouble
waiting
with me,
list.
Anthony, for saying finally. You just got them all wound up. All right, thanks for calling.
Thanks, Anthony.
Thanks for ending it with that one. Finally got him on my show. Yeah, we've only been on 2 years.
This is like a waiting list, like getting an apartment in New York. Like I've been begging him to be on the show, and he's like, all right, we got an opening.
Listen, when Sam Jackson wants to come on.
I get it.
And Michael Orland, what would you do?
I would put that
Sam,
cap on him and
take your little Mace Windu from Star Wars and every other action hero that you are, and get out of here. Michael Orland is
crazy that he was on your show.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I
have a lot of old friends in the business. He was not during my gay days.
Now, what about now? I don't know if you know her, but she's a big, huge fan of yours, Debbie Williams, who is one of the great stage managers of the world. She's stage managed. Did you ever do? I'm just thinking. Did you ever do the telethon? The big Jerry. Okay, she must know you from there because she stage managed all those.
Why, she told you, you said you were going to be on my show, and she said,
wrote, he's a genius.
Oh my God!
On my Facebook page.
So she'll be a guest on my show now?
I love that
you're now booking
I'm going to tell
guests.
you, she's got the greatest stories. She's been in show business for a long time. She started out as a kid ice skater, did the Donnie and Marie show, and now she's one of the premier stage managers in all of Hollywood.
I don't know if you didn't know this, but on our show, we really try to be diverse. We don't just have actors, comedians.
Right.
We have people like Michael Orland who give us a different perspective. You're watching at home, you're going, how's that done? What's behind that? So we've had producers of television shows. We've had managers of comedians. And
That's great.
it's just a whole different perspective
Right.
for people that
People
do
like
want to get
that.
into show business.
Yeah,
which
give
is
them a different.
most of the world these days.
Hello.
That they can get a different, and also on music. I've always been fascinated by music, and yet there's I don't know, how do you coach someone who's in denial like me? I mean, what do you do when someone comes to you? I guess you're only working with the most talented, but you have in your time you've worked with people that are in denial,
You
right?
just try to find what they're good at and what they are unique at, and just and hone in on that, and that's all you can do.
And that's what an arranger does.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Someone
Find the
told me
sweet spot of their voice.
Yeah.
I worked in the music business a long time ago when I was a kid, and this guy told me, he said that Don Costa, does that name
Of
sound
course,
familiar
big,
to you?
huge arranger.
Don Costa
Yeah.
was the one who made Sinatra's career. Everyone thinks
Absolutely.
Sinatra's a great singer. He couldn't hit half the notes.
Wow.
Yeah, because but it was done through Don Costa, was a genius at saying, Frank, take it this way, and
Yeah, well, he was
interpreting
one
a
of the
song in a
greatest
different way.
arrangers, yeah.
Now, am I correct that Sinatra doesn't have the greatest voice?
But he was a showman. He
unique
was a great showman.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's
But
about
that's
the
the thing,
interpretation of the song, not necessarily 5-octave range and all the.
No, that's
you know.
not important to me.
Right.
I want to know something. But this is the thing also. This is the other thing that's really upsetting. The American Idol judges always say to these kids, and we say to them every day, what are you singing about? And a lot of these kids cannot, on every season, if you say, tell me the lyrics of your song, they can't say it back to you unless they sing it. They
Right.
have no idea what they're singing about.
Well, not
But
only
when-
that, they're not singing about anything they've ever experienced.
But when you were 15 and 16 and you sang songs and sang with the radio, did you really know what you were singing about? No, you sang it because it was a
No,
great
'cause
song.
it was a great
I
song.
did.
Well,
Yeah.
not only that, you'd misconstrue the lyrics.
That too.
My first song that I ever bought was
Totally.
Honky Tonk Woman, and I had no idea. Here's how I sang it.
Go ahead.
I met a Chinso Faro queen in Memphis. I didn't even know what Chinso was, but I said
my God.
I had no idea what Mick Jagger was singing about. She tried to take me upstairs for a ride. Now I knew at 7 years old that was cool.
Yeah,
You're going to be
absolutely.
taken
You're going
upstairs
for
for
a
a ride.
You thought, is there a garage up there?
Is there a little car?
Or something?
Am I going to get on a pony? I'm going to go on a little ride upstairs in
Right.
Memphis. So you're trying to figure all these things out, but you really it has no significance to
Right.
you. And I would
Right.
imagine that's the case with the kids that are singing on the show.
Absolutely. A lot of
Any
them
of the
have no
heart
idea.
songs.
Yeah, I mean, we have 15-year-olds that are singing, about, till now I always got by on my own. I mean, really? Really?
They should update the songs until now I got by without my video game.
Exactly.
It should be something
It
like
should.
that, appropriate to their generation.
You can't always change lyrics. Like we'll have we had a couple of weeks ago a girl singing the Bruno Mars song "If I Was Your Man,"
Okay.
and we couldn't change the pronouns.
Right.
So she had to say "If I Were Your Man." But
Yeah.
you sing along with that song in the car, so you have to just think
Yeah.
about it. Hey, I'm singing along with
I
the
know
radio.
some guys that sing like Rihanna songs too, to
Yeah.
the top of the key. I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
you
you're like,
should see
okay.
me do It's Raining Men.
Yeah, you should. And he used to do it in his gay days.
It's raining men. Hallelujah. I even have the snap. Oh my God. Angelo, there you go. That was the best. Where in the world?
That was quick.
That was like we had a mind meld. That he knew where I was going with it. Of course, he knows it's my favorite tune.
That's
But-
right.
I've had that sound drop sitting for months.
And he finally got to it. He finally got to it.
When is Craig going to talk about his gay days?
What is this supposed to
ready.
be?
Oh,
Those
that
are
is
donuts
for
like
you.
you.
That's
torturing
donuts.
me.
Go
It's
ahead.
torturing.
That's
Well, it is
I'm not
torture because
having
you
it.
have to
Take it.
speak, and you don't want to
Take
speak
it.
with a
Well,
mouthful of
I
donut.
would.
You can
I
have
would
it after
if I
the
were
show.
eating sugar. I would do it in 1 second.
Oh, you can't do sugar.
I cannot.
No.
So you have
I'm
to
an
be.
addict, and
you're-
I'm saying it on live national radio.
You're a sugar
Yeah.
addict?
I am a sugar addict.
Yeah, I'm with you. What
My
was your
name
first?
is Michael Orland, and
What-
I am a sugar addict.
I'm
When was
with
the
you,
last time
bro.
you had sugar?
Last night. No, I'm kidding. I haven't had it in a while. I've dropped a bunch of LBs like 4 or 5 years ago.
I noticed, by the way. I
I
haven't
was
seen you
up
except
about
for a
over
little
the
tiny
300.
picture on Facebook. I mean, that's all
I
I've
look
seen of
good
you.
in tiny pictures.
I know. If we could only go over the thumbnail our
That's
entire
what I'm
life.
saying. Why cannot we?
So, what was your first drug of choice in the sugar world? Do you remember what you were addicted to first?
Well,
what was your candy?
My favorite cookie is Thin Mint because I'll eat anything with the word thin
Oh.
in it. I mean, really.
As if it would be law of attraction. Just having,
Absolutely.
putting that out to the universe. I'm eating something that's thin,
Yeah, so I thought.
but
you
then you'll
could
have a
eat
whole
it.
sleeve.
Oh, or 2.
Yeah.
And out of the freezer? Come on.
Are you
Oh
of the
yeah,
belief
you have
that-
to have it in the freezer.
Do you have Girl Scout cookies?
I do. I have Thin Mints in my freezer.
It's the season now, you know.
Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
it's
And
almost
I feel
gone.
every time I walk in Ralph's or Gelson's, I feel ashamed that I don't buy them.
Oh, I
And
don't,
they make
because
you
I do
feel
buy
bad.
them.
They make you
The
feel
little
bad though.
girls,
Yeah. And
yeah.
I'm like, oh God. Then I'll go. Here's $4, but don't give me the cookies.
I'm the
Well, I
opposite.
think I paid $6 for it.
Oh, so go to Gelson's.
Oh,
It's good.
they're gouging you. These
Yeah.
girls today,
Yeah,
they'll
yeah,
gouge
yeah.
you.
Yeah, they will.
West Hollywood Girl Scouts.
That's what it is.
I feel like a perv because my
$2
first
for
words to them are,
traffic.
"Where have you been?"
Oh my God.
I should have a trench coat.
You totally should.
That's what I say to them because it's a relief for me. I wait all year. I go,
I know,
"Where have you
right?
been?" And then sometimes they won't have my brand.
Oh, that's upsetting.
Oh,
What's
my-
your brand of choice, by the way?
Yeah.
Girl Scout.
Peanut butter.
Oh, yeah.
Tagalongs.
Is that what
No,
they're called?
wait, no,
I thought they
wait.
were do-si-dos.
Maybe
I
they're
could be
just-
wrong.
Peanut butter
there
ones
is
are
a
good.
I
peanut
just
butter
call them the
tagalong.
peanut butter ones.
Is it the chocolate
Not
one
the one with the
peanut butter?
chocolate.
I like the
I
chocolate.
like every one of them, but
I do too.
But-
not the coconut.
what was your? I didn't know they
Samoas?
had Coke.
with it.
Oh,
love those.
no, I'm all right with those too.
like
Every
those.
one of them. I believe that they have something they put in them. There's
I do
something
too.
illegal going on.
I
Like
do
Big
too.
Farm is involved.
I probably,
Nicotine.
It's like
Yeah.
sriracha fumes or something like that.
I turned one over and it said Pfizer.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it,
You
it
should
was.
buy stock in it immediately.
Well, I can. You pound them down.
It is ridiculous.
And it goes back to childhood because you have to have a glass of milk.
Of course.
Have you noticed that milk is not the same though?
I'm not a big
mean-
milk drinker anymore.
Almond
When you were a
milk.
kid, you were.
Oh, it was the
But now
biggest.
every glass I have is never the same. It never brings back that memory. It must be different.
Do you do the lactate, or you're okay with the milk?
Maybe that's
still?
what it is. I do. You know, my wife's got the half and this and no. My mom, when we were growing up, got the solid ass
Yeah,
milk
heavy
delivered.
whipping milk.
Delivered.
In the
Oh,
glass.
nice.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, nice.
Along
I have
with
one of those in my house, one of those like old doors, like where they put the glasses of milk in.
They used to and glass bottles. Yes.
Yeah.
God, we keep going back in history.
Oh God,
So-
we're like the Golden Girls here. What the heck?
So, Dave wants me to talk to you about. We've had a guest on our show who's a friend and partner now. We're doing a documentary about the healing powers of laughter. We're a lot about healing, as
Okay.
you've seen from watching our show. And
Yeah.
we talked about it earlier.
We did.
Mark Victor Hansen wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Uh-huh.
And he's a dear friend. Talked to him yesterday. And actually, he's helping. I have a book coming out called Love Mastered. Very excited about it.
Love that.
Mastering love and going through obstacles and
That's
adversity
crazy.
to get to the ultimate divine love. He is the publisher and helping me out with it. Now I understand
Yeah.
that you wrote
I did a
Chicken
little-
Soup for the Idle
Well,
Soul.
saw that.
we
Not
have
idle, like you're sitting around.
IDLE, American IDLE. No, they came to American Idol. I think it was like after season 5 or 6. I don't
Who
remember.
came? Executives or did Mark show up?
All the people came, and they were like, "We want to do a book with everyone that works at Idol and a bunch of idols," and they asked me to do a little story.
Ah.
Yeah, so I'm like on page 161, I think.
I'm gonna read it.
He just
definitely
lived.
is.
I know exactly.
It is. It's 161.
dog-eared.
161. He knows the page. I love it.
How many
I'm gonna read
pages
it.
do you have?
3, but the
Three.
third one is very little.
Okay.
It's almost like 2.5.
Look, it's a third.
That's what I'm saying. 2 1/3.
It's a third of a page. So you are in there along with like Ryan Seacrest has an
Ryan
entry.
and Paula and
Yeah.
Carrie Underwood and Fantasia. A lot of them did it. It's kind of cool.
Wow.
And so they approach you. Now, do you get a piece of the book? Every book that's
I
sold?
think they were like I know it was like a
buyout?
It was a little
They call it a
buyout.
buyout.
Or you can get like a case of books instead. I think I got the case of books. I
And
still
sell
have 2
them
in my
yourself.
garage.
Oh, you sold the rest? And you just
Yeah, I
said
mean, I
161?
take them like I do master classes all over the country. I like schlep them with me. Cost $40 to mail them, and then I sell them for $30.
You do master classes. Must
All-
be good
all
money in
over
that.
the
So the
place.
5 months you're not doing idle. No, the 5 months you do idle. When you're idle, you're not.
Correct.
You take your.
Yeah, I'm doing other stuff. I mean, I musical direct a bunch of shows. I just did the last couple of years at the Pasadena Playhouse, a musical there, and I musical direct one of the touring companies of Radio City Christmas show every year. So that's kind of fun. 13 years I've been doing that in Nashville.
I thought you said Radio City.
Yeah, but we do
That's
like
Music
there's
City.
touring companies of the Radio City Rockette show.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, why would I lie? I love you.
I just thought it was I mean, When you hear these things, I mean, they're just shockers to me. How do you stay too busy though? Don't you feel like you're too busy and you're okay with going on the road?
I don't love the road so much now.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's hard to leave the two dogs.
Yeah, road food. Well, especially when you're in Samoa.
Yeah, well, there was no road
and you're
food.
foraging for your own food. That's bad road food.
That's it.
Yeah, that's not good road food. So you.
I'm sick of hotels and all that, you know, but.
There's a part of it's cool because you get to isolate, which is sort of neat now and then. Especially when you have 19 children like I do. I've got the Waltons.
And the last one born in the bathtub. Like, did Ricky Lake help you?
No.
Okay, I didn't know. She's big into the water birth.
Yes. Well, we've done 2 of them.
Wow.
And one was not as good as this one. This one, we built an area for it now. I mean, not for it. We weren't going.
Are you going to have a lot more?
No.
Okay, I didn't know.
But it's now a birthing center for other people. If you would like to come over, by the way.
That's great.
If we'll make money from it,
Let's
the hell?
do it.
We'll have a birthday. Yeah, we did a home. Why? Did you see pictures of the home birth?
Yes.
Oh, you're on Facebook.
Wow.
Yes, I thought it was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. My wife she'll love you. Why don't you come this Sunday, too?
I might have
We're having
to.
a little jam at our house with a lot of
sounds
musicians.
like it.
Yeah.
You should come by.
I
We
wanna
go in the
jam.
backyard and we.
You got a keyboard out there or no?
Yeah.
I'm a decent singer.
We have a kid.
Let's get her
decent
singing.
Voice.
Oh, believe me, we have a couple. Now, here's the thing. You might relate to. You will relate to this.
Tell me.
We have a few people that want to be in, and I've got we've got a girl from Glee there.
Okay, I'll be the backup singer.
Oh yeah, so we're talking about people with albums. My friends are musicians. I've always been that way.
Always, yeah.
It's just that many are straight now. Back in those days,
Exactly.
It was craziness. Right. So we have to tell the story, by the way, about one of the straight guys.
Oh, I wish we
guys?
could get Deborah Lane to call in and.
Let's get her to call in.
Oh my God!
Give someone her number. Give someone her number. Yes, or text her.
Let's text her. Tell her to call in right now.
So there's someone that not you text her. You don't know Deborah Lane.
No, I
But
don't.
keep
I was
talking while I
looking.
get my phone.
I'm like, how do we
This is how
text
addicted the kids are these days,
terrible.
Christina,
I
to
knew
texting. She doesn't even know who she
I don't
texted. She
even
picked
know
up her
who she
cell
is.
phone as if she was going to text.
I want to text her.
Now I shouldn't squint on the radio like this because I can't see.
He's doing the trombone thing.
I can't
He's pulling
see
it in and out to
anything.
see.
I can't see a
I can
thing.
see everything. So you want me to look up Deborah Lane?
Here, I'm gonna just text her right this second though.
Deborah Lane was also a singer.
Okay.
By the way, did that eventually annoy you if she sang the same thing every week? Remember on our talent show, she would sing the same thing every week. That's got to get to you. But here's what happens during the jams is I know who's there.
Okay.
And then other people are going, oh, I'll join in and sing. And they completely ruin.
The mix, the beautiful harmony.
Yeah.
I love harmony.
Yeah.
By the way, harmony is gone by.
Tell me the number right now while you're saying it on the mic. I'm gonna text it to her.
Oh,
It's
there it is right there.
818.
Oh,
Right there.
You can even see that.
818.
I can't see that. 818
691
691
3959.
3959. Okay, let's see if she checks her text messages often.
Oh, yeah, she does.
Delivered, it says. Now we know what got delivered. Let's see.
What
if
was
she,
that song?
She
What was
read
that
it.
song she sang all the time?
She, Deborah used to sing.
Every time.
She used to do. She did this funny waltz thing.
Yeah.
When I see by Strauss, it was called. She did that all the. That was her big song.
And then she would, yeah, and it really showed her
had a-
musical
yes, it-
ability.
and a few other things. I'm kidding. That's all it showed.
I love that everyone's still tight though. That was my fraternity back. I was brand new to LA, and
Really?
those are my fraternity.
You know,
Sure.
I
Yeah.
gotta tell you, I appreciate those days more now than
Yeah.
when I was in it. Like
Yeah.
it's like when I worked in the piano bars in the early '80s in New York City for 5 years, 7 nights a week, and I was like, thought I was in the biggest rut then. I look back at it like I so appreciate all that time then.
Wow.
Piano bars, you really get a lot of no talents. Do you think that because of American Idol, The Voice, and all these shows, and even the other talent shows that have all the talent, they have singers, do you think that America now basically is becoming more in tune with the tunes? I mean, are we becoming better singers now?
I don't know about that. I mean, I think the market is just so saturated right now.
Sure
I
is.
mean, we on the American Idol application, we say to kids, "Have you ever auditioned for another reality show?" And 8 out of 10 people have auditioned for either The Voice, X Factor, America's Got Talent, or American Idol 5 times.
It's
before.
almost the only way to make it now, isn't it?
Well, it's a shortcut. It's not the only way, but it's definitely a shortcut.
What are the other ways then? I mean, somebody like Anthony has a new album out.
Move into LA and start off new, and then.
But how do you do that? Where do you play?
It's really
how do you
hard.
get
It's so hard. You gotta know
the record deals anymore as much?
We were doing it. It was. I think it was easier. The market is so saturated with. I have so many talented friends that can't get a deal.
Well, there's an age thing too.
There's a big age thing.
We had someone on a few weeks ago. She was actually in our audience, but came on for a second. She's my favorite singer of all time.
Who was she?
I ran into her yesterday. She was just, I can't say what she was just asked to do. She asked to join a big band. I won't say that.
How old is she?
Joan Jones, she was with a group called Sun 60, and truly one of the most talented people I've ever. I know a lot of talented people.
I know. I want to hear.
High level. I'll play some of her music from the 90s. It is still extraordinary, and she's
great.
amazing, and she's a songwriter and plays trumpet.
Wow.
Just absolutely
True musician.
But do you find that doesn't exist as much anymore? People are just singing almost
Not
like
as much.
Paid karaoke.
Right.
Well, they're not even creating music. They
That's
use
the
the
other thing.
computer, and they're
That's
like
true,
do
too.
these synthesizers, and they're like, oh, I'm making melodies and stuff. I'm like,
but they
you
make
don't
great
even know.
songs.
They
That's
make great
what's
songs.
pathetic.
That
No
the
way.
computerized.
They make
use
great songs.
A
but they
computer
don't,
is making a song.
The computer makes the
Yes.
songs. It makes the guitar sounds. It makes the piano
I knew
sound,
that.
drum.
No,
But is
but
it
there are
making-
people. I know there are producers and songwriters out there that don't play an instrument. They don't,
all,
and they
yeah.
they write great freaking songs.
Right.
It's amazing.
I don't think Lindy, who's a big songwriter, I don't think she's real tight.
She
with
doesn't really.
an
No, she's more
instrument.
lyrics. I think she's more lyrics than anything. Yeah.
Actually, her name is Lyric Girl or top lyrics
exactly.
or
I
whatever.
think she does lyrics, but she also has I love Lindy's voice.
Yeah.
She's got a great voice. I
We
don't
were
know
in a
if she
play
sings
together.
anymore.
Did you know
You
that?
were?
Yeah, we were in a play
Calcutta?
together. No, it was produced by. David Galligan, right?
Of course.
From my gay days, also.
The gay days.
David David Galligan
sad.
cast me in this play with Lindy. It was produced by Vidal Sassoon. You've heard of Sassoon Products?
Yeah.
Well, when Gallagher would get mad at him, Galligan's very kind of gay, but feminine gay, and he goes.
They love their hair products.
They would have a piss fit. And he goes, "Oh, go cut some hair." That's what he would say to Vidal Sassoon, the producer,
God.
because he had all this money. He
show?
produced the play. I wish Lindy would call in, get her to call in. We'll have her on. It was called "Trust Your Goosebumps," Cornelius Puck.
Oh my God! Why do
And
I not remember that
I
show?
played Cornelius Puck. Where's that girl that I knew long ago, Kathy? Where's that
my
song that I
goodness.
sang so well? Was it just meant to be for the moment? Or were we meant for more? I said that from a ladder. That was Gallagher's big direction. He had ladders. The next time
so
I saw him
beautiful.
direct something, it was umbrellas. He just,
Oh my
guess
God,
it goes
what
to,
is he doing?
I guess he goes to Bed Bath and Beyond. He goes, "That's my next play."
Oh my God!
I won't have him on
No, don't do it.
because I can't replay that for him. He'll get mad at me. He gets very mad at me. I'm still tight with Galligan. I love him.
Are you?
Yes, and so these are my great memories of us bonding through music and fun and levity. And I brought the comedy and
Yeah, you
Right.
did.
little combination of both. And
Right.
it was. That's what I'm wondering is, have we really departed from originality and true creativity, and is it just basically redoing music that's already been
Kind of,
done?
and that's why I want to do a show like, with original, like with songwriters, like and like expose that part of it. But yeah, I mean, how many times can you hear,
A reversion
some of the
of
a new
something.
version of the Rose? I
Yeah,
mean,
the
it's like,
rose.
and it's it's everybody's like a copycat, and that's the thing is that we don't want to hear a copycat version anymore. Like when somebody sings a song by Adele, let's say, and they sound just like her, and then they do a Lady Gaga song and they sound like her, then they sing a Pink song, they sound like her. I'm like, who are you? I wouldn't put that kid through.
They should just be in Lacage.
Exactly.
Just dress as them. And
Absolutely.
I think there's
Exactly.
also fear in some of these young talents that if I do something different and edgy, like it's going to be so like odd and obscure.
But I want
no
to
one's
see.
gonna
That's
like
what
it.
I want to
You
see.
want the obscure.
I want to see.
But
you
you
hear
might
that in
want that, but I
America's-
think what your point is,
Yeah.
is they're also doing because a lot of the masses want that. The masses
Right.
also can't take change.
Right. No, it's
Yeah.
something-
It's a reason
They're
why,
afraid of it.
Absolutely, and it's the reason why a lot of obscure songs don't work always on American Idol. Like the kids that do like really well-known songs, people do
Right.
better with. At least in the old days of Idol, like when we used to have Lionel Richie on, and people were watching it with their kids. You know, what I mean, like it was something for everybody. The parents loved it. The kids were learning who Lionel Richie was.
Yeah, well, you've been doing that for years, and I think it's a wonderful thing. You know, Elton John, I think.
When Elton John came on as a guest, the kids said, "Did he write anything besides Lion King?" And
Are
I was
you
like,
serious?
Oh my God!
I swear to God. I swear to God.
It's the same kids who found out that the Titanic is actually part of history.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and not just a
Did you
movie.
see that tweet about the kids? They were just mind blown about Titanic. It was actually a real
They thought it was
shipwreck.
just a
They
film
thought it
in a
was
Celine
just-
Dion vehicle.
That's what they thought, these kids.
Oh, jeez.
That's
Yeah, well,
crazy.
And they plan to take over the world. I'm scared.
Well, if we are going to look into the crystal ball of the future, I've said this for a while, and I don't want to sound like an old fart, but I believe from probably 84 back is where all the originality was. And
Made the cut.
84 on to today,
Yeah.
you can probably list on maybe one hand the people that are going to be in piano bars in 100 years
Right.
singing those tunes from the last 25 years. Who are those people? I mean, it's only Seinfeld. Who are these people?
You do. You totally do. But listen,
Who are the singers?
what about some of these songs? Are we going to be singing them? Never.
I always say that the piano bar is the key. That's where you started. I started by going with my grandmother, arm in arm, you are my sunshine, whatever it was.
God, wow.
And you would do their oldies. You would
Yeah.
do their oldies. What are these oldies going to be?
You're going to be really
Well,
old.
some of those, I mean, there are a few songs that are beautiful and that are going to be around for a long time. But there are also, I mean, I love Jason Derulo, Talk Dirty to Me, but is it going to be a standard in 40 years? I don't think so.
No.
I think it's one of my favorite songs right now. But it's not going to be a standard in 40. You're not going to be singing a Gershwin song like you do today. You're not going to be singing his song.
Right, but
Right.
here's the question is, does he have a sustainable career? Will he come up with more? Will there be a body of work? That's kind of what I'm saying is that, from 84 back, there's,
Right.
I think it ended with like Madonna and U2. And then from back then, obviously Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, there's
Right,
the
right,
bands and original. Are there any that are, like Adele, if she continued, she would be that.
Absolutely.
We'd be talking about her. But if she stops, we won't.
But
I mean,
think
I guess there's
there are
Pink is very
bands,
original.
Like Pink, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I mean, even Chris Daughtry, his band is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be
From American Idol.
Absolutely. And I think they'll be having hits for a long time, and they'll be like
You do.
what Bon Jovi is and
wait
Aerosmith.
a minute. I can't name one hit. I can't name one song.
Home.
I don't know that.
I don't know
Huh?
that one
To a
either.
place where I belong.
Oh, that's them. Maybe I should change it up a little bit.
You got to change it. But listen to some other stuff besides,
Also, there's no albums. You had an
That's
album.
true.
It was this big, and there was an
Nobody
album
buys
cover.
them. That's it.
And it
Nobody
was.
buys them
I think that
anymore.
has something to do with it
Yeah.
as well. You bought an album.
See, I'm part of the other crew that doesn't really listen to mass music. I don't listen to the Kiss FM or the K Rock. I listen to KCRW, NPR, where there's these eclectic different music.
That means our show is ending, and this is, by the way, Joan Jones.
Oh, I'm excited. to
So I
hear
would
Joan
like.
Jones.
Can we play it a little louder as I'm doing the outro? I don't want to ruin it. But next week we have Ed Begley Jr.
Oh, he's a great guy. Keep the lights off when he's here.
Yeah, he's been here before.
Oh,
yeah,
he is.
we love Ed, and
Great guy.
he's an old friend, and obviously don't have to go through his credits, or do I for you?
Yeah, you better.
Yes.
He's a big environmentalist, but he's an actor who's been in probably 200 movies, and he's in
Okay.
Best in Show and all those movies. Have you
Okay.
seen any of those? Uh-oh.
No, but she's so.
It's
I will
okay.
do my research. I'm probably sure I know him some way.
Now, see, this song holds up, and wait till you see where she goes with it. And also Steve Maison.
And tell me
amazing.
who Steve is.
Now, he's actually a comic.
Oh, very
But he
fun.
had cancer and dealt with his cancer through levity and humor, and his goal was to be on the David Letterman show, and he has a documentary about it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So he'll be on next week. And then, speaking of my gay days, our favorite fan, who's been with us since day one, Gay Anthony.
I love it.
We have a lot of Anthonys on our show.
What's with that?
His name is Gay Anthony.
Okay.
That's
I'm
what he
on
goes
board.
by. It's like, I think he had his name changed.
I think he should.
So Gay Anthony will be here, and he's going to come in here and bitch.
I love it.
So you won't have to do your what the H. This guy's
All right,
going to come.
he will have his what the
He's
H
gonna do what the
moment.
G.
Oh, it's what the G.
You guys are gonna have a fun week.
We had so much fun with you. Isn't this beautiful, though?
I love being
You do?
here. I love being here.
No, I mean the
That's
song.
Oh, I love her too. But I love being here with you guys.
Yeah,
Thank
let's
you.
keep talking while we're listening to this in the background.
It's so
Turn it up
loud I
just a
can't
little
even
bit.
concentrate. I'm kidding. I love it.
Oh, here, turn it up. I want to hear where her voice goes. And she writes everything.
Oh, I love her. I love the sound.
You know,
See, that's
this
like
from the
somebody.
90s.
She sounds great. I love her
Yeah,
voice.
and it could
she
go
sounds
today.
different.
Now, I have a question for you in a case like this. Keep playing it. In a case like this, I ran into Joan yesterday where we get our hair cut. And it's unbelievable. Twice in a row.
You got a
the
haircut?
same day. It's almost like we call each other and go, today's the day. And so we ran into each other. And I thought to myself, someone like Joan, who obviously can't, quote, make it now because of age. It's just so
Exactly.
unfortunate, but true. Why could she not take her old songs and sell them to someone?
Oh, I think she
Right.
should. I mean, it's a really cool vibe and everything. I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine anyone, who can you see doing this song now? Like a Carrie Underwood or...
She got I love her voice.
Beautiful.
Listen to this. I love that I'm watching you because I know this is not my imagination. I can see, and you've heard it
No,
all.
I know. She's got I love her sound. Oh, see, I wouldn't have expected her to go up there.
Oh, no, she goes way up there.
Yeah,
And a
she
lot-
does.
She reminds me of Stevie Nicks.
It's a
Like,
little,
Oh my
it's
God,
a
my
little
other
bit like-
favorite.
yeah,
It's a
I
little
love
Stevie
Stevie
Nicks, a
Nicks.
little-
Yeah.
My other favorite.
Yep.
Stevie Nicks has a song that
Amazing.
I can put it on and just cry every
Yeah.
single
I wanna
time.
try it.
Yeah.
Silver Springs.
Oh, I want to try it right now.
It upsets me because if you put Silver Springs on, I
you
seriously,
cry?
I absolutely would cry.
The next time I come back, I would like to do
Listen to
that.
this.
Just moving her vowels right now.
Is that how you put it?
I think she forgot her lyrics.
Yeah.
I love her. I love her. I'm gonna
Thank
go look. I'm gonna go look into her now.
I want to introduce
Yeah.
you guys.
I
That's
love
what
to
I
meet her.
love to do, by the way. I put people
The
together.
connector.
Oh, here comes. She's gonna go way up.
Oh, that's a high B.
Holds it.
Yeah, she does. Wow, that was for 14 beats.
I love this.
Three and a half,
He's
three and a half.
dissecting it
That was good.
as someone who knows what they're doing.
Right.
But
Three
the-
and a half
Right.
actually, that was a big high note.
Yeah.
Does she
That gives
wear
you
like
chills.
big? Does she wear
Gives
big
you
like
goosebumps.
flowy things when she performs? That's what I see her doing.
Totally.
Yeah, she used to.
Scarves.
And she
Long
so she
hair.
doesn't. So what's going on now? She was.
She was. They had Epic Records. They were with Epic Records, Sun 60, and I recommend. I'll send you a couple tunes. They have 4 tunes on there that to me are like top of all time.
Really?
4, and most people can't do 1.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What a fun day. Jeez, I could hang out with you. I'll
But
tell
you
you what,
got a
why don't you come
plane
back?
to catch.
I got a plane to
Got a
catch.
plane
That's
to
why we
catch.
did this
Really
early.
early.
Thank you for coming in
Yep.
so
I'm
early.
happy you came
I know you
because
music people don't like to be up this early.
I'm up.
I know,
I'm
you
an
get-
old music person, so I
I
get
know.
up early.
Once you get
Once I'm up to go pee, I'm up for the morning.
Do I relate to that?
Hello. How many times a night are you?
That's a reality show.
2 or 3?
How much do you pee? I would be surprised.
That would be funny.
So much fun. I want to have you back with Lindy.
yeah.
Let's have the whole Rose tattoo
Oh my
here.
God, let's do Lindy
Including
and
the guy
Deborah.
that's all right wing and we know his real story. This guy turned into like anti-gay. It's like, I saw you going down on a dude in the Rose tattoo parking lot. Are you kidding me?
Oh, it was the
This
parking lot? I
Brazilian.
thought it was the men's room, so that's better. It was
Well,
the
he did both.
parking lot was better.
We all witnessed it. Those are the days of no cameras, no iPhones.
Let's-
If I only had one, I'd send it to his Brazilian fiance, air quotes.
For mail order?
We went after him on Facebook, this guy. He's like, who are you kidding? He's like really anti-gay and really right-wing.
What if he's listening to your show now?
I hope he is. He defriended all of us, so I'm sure he doesn't even know about this.
Oh my God.
He defriended us because we all went after us like, who are you kidding?
Right.
Well, we'll get into that when you come back.
All right, I would love
Let's
it.
have a reunion of the Rose tattoo,
would
and
be-
you'll be part of it too.
The rose tattoo is definitely before the butterfly
This is a place that
Way
closed
back.
and was run by a smoking woman. It was like the old days.
Not to bring us down on the final note.
She died
For last Friday.
last
What?
Friday.
Yeah.
Can we hold on for a second here on the end? We can't end on that.
No, so anyway, so let's just go. No, and you know what? She's in
I
a
was
better
about to
place
do
now,
a whole.
so let's
I was
have.
about to do a whole routine on the smoking.
Let's not.
Don't tell me it was lung cancer.
No,
just
it
to
wasn't.
really
It wasn't.
emphasize the downer.
Did I just bring the whole show down?
No, you didn't.
No.
Listen, we
I just
bring
want you to
real
know
here.
you used to love Linda Gerard.
I did.
Everybody loved
I
Linda
did.
Gerard. She was one of the
great.
great
And
ladies of the world.
She's the reason you and I met, and she's the reason you're
right.
here.
So
Wow.
That's how life works, is the connections with people.
Yep.
Glad to have you. How'd your first day go?
I loved it.
Did you have fun?
Yeah,
Dave?
I
You
had
were a great
fun.
addition to our show, and thank you for being
I hope
here.
all the listeners liked it.
Yes, and
Give us-
watchers. Who
And
could not,
watchers.
who could not
Oh,
like watching
God.
that?
I should have been sitting back like this. Look how good I look right now. Look
Yeah,
how
a
good.
quarter of his face.
That's it.
Mike Orland, you can see him every week on American Idol. How much is left of this season?
Tomorrow night we'll be down to the top 8, so 7 more weeks.
Top 8,
Exciting.
and you'll be able to say, I just saw him on the Craig Shoemaker Show with Christina Cha as the co-host on her first week, and she brought donuts that Michael can't eat. Thank you so
Thank
much
you for
for
the
being here.
donuts. I
Hey,
love
I'm
you
going
for
off to
that.
Philadelphia. I got to fly off right now. Having a great time there. I'll be at the Sellersville Theater this weekend. It's sold out, but just stop by and get a
215.
T-shirt. Okay, I'm going to the actually it's 610.
Oh,
That's
okay,
a lot
yeah.
lot of fingers. After that, I'll be in Indianapolis, though, at Crackers. There, we could sell some seats, so go see me there. Sign up at craigshoemaker.com. It's been redesigned, and that'll tell you everything that's going on. Thanks for being here. See you next week.
Bye.